What it do, what it do, what it do on a Saturday, July 6th, 2024. It is your man, the world class smartass is in the building. I'm on location here today down at the Wellness Our Way event. And it's Outlaw Radio, so buckle up. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? It's Kevin Barnes. I'm live from the Sherman Phoenix with Wellness Our Way, and it's another Saturday. This event is hosted by Mr. Kamar Carter, who you know as a fellow outlaw on Outlaw Radio. And this is what he does on the first Saturday of every month, which is Wellness Our Way, which is an event that promotes a lot of different black businesses, a lot of different small businesses, entrepreneurship. We always talk on the show about the need for black entrepreneurs and how important it is for us as a people to support black entrepreneurs. So this is the event that is the personification of that, if you will. And like I say, man, come on down to the Sherman Phoenix. They got a bunch of stuff going on. I know they have some classes, some EPU, my sponsor, EPU SDS Self-Defense is here, and they're doing self-defense classes. I know Courtney Francois is supposed to be here doing shadow work, and Rail is here. Rail from the show is here doing actually emotional maturity. So come on down, come on down, come on down to the Sherman Phoenix. Is Wellness Our Way. I got on a little late because you know, the way this thing goes is you have to have your T's crossed and your I's dotted, right? And so I'm a little late. We've been here since Kamar's been here since 10:30. It's gonna be going until 5. So you got a chance to come on down, enjoy some of the festivities. It's hosted by Promise from 105.7. He's around here somewhere. I seen El Boogie. I seen King Kamazi. I seen a bunch of people from the community who you know and love. And so I'll be talking to some of the vendors as we go. Y'all know how we do it. Share the show, share the show. And more important than sharing the show, get down here to the Sherman Phoenix, man. Support, support, support. I always tell people that if we don't support things of this nature, they'll go away. And they don't have any problem getting rid of any outlets that we may have to better ourselves. So most definitely get down to the Sherman Phoenix. Like I said, I'll be talking to a bunch of different entrepreneurs today, some who you are familiar with. And, you know, it's just going to be one of those things where I'll stay on for a couple hours and we'll see what we can do. There's a lot going on in the city. I know there's always a lot going on in the city. And, you know, I'm going to have a conversation with Fletch from EPUSDS.com because this situation that happened at the Hyatt Regency is fresh on everybody's mind right now. I've been putting a bunch of different stuff online in regards to this in the People's News Network. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be talking about that on Monday on the show as well. And John Fletcher came in and requested that he said he wanted to speak on that. So we'll definitely get Fletcher in and we'll talk about that as we move. I got the proprietor here. Make yourself comfortable, man. Scoot up so that people can see you.
Peace.
What's going on with you?
All right. Peace, family. How y'all doing? I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the culture, teacher, hood, healer, the ghetto witch doctor. I ain't gonna holler it, but hey, mama, there go the sea moss man. I don't know how that aesthetic would have turned down the room. But we here at Wellness Our Way. It's going down. Look, here come Crystal right now.
Okay.
There she go. But we here at Wellness Our Way, the workshops. We got the pardon and expungements going on now. He might just be wrapping it up, but we still can get you the information. Rail was about to get started with his emotional intelligence demonstration. Fletch about to get started with his personal self-defense demonstration. We also got a fundraiser going on. We got donations being brought in for the families that was affected for the other fires. We also got free food for anybody that want to come down and get something to eat. They got lunches, a whole bunch of sandwiches, vegetables, fruits, chips, and waters, you know what I mean? So come down and get your kids some food, get your kids something to eat. But yeah, it's popping today.
Yeah, I see you got a bunch of vendors here, and that's what I was telling the people. And what is the significance? Like, there has to be a common thread for the vendors that you bring down. I know a lot of them are active in the community, but what else is kind of like the theme of Wellness Our Way? Like, what message do you want to convey?
Here's the message I'm really trying to put out here. It's more to wellness than just nutrition. You know what I mean? There's different types of healing. So I want the community to come down here and learn different ways of healing, different types of healing, guided meditation, learning emotional intelligence, shadow work. What else we got going on? The self-defense, you know what I'm saying? But it's about building yourself from the inside out. You know what I mean? And that's what Wellness Our Way is about, learning different ways to build yourself up from the inside out.
There you go. There you go. And being centrally located in a community like this, I think it's important that people in the surrounding areas know all of the different things that are available down here.
Oh, yeah.
Because you have your own thing here. So tell the people about what you got going on outside of Wellness Our Way down here.
I have House of Vitality. House of Vitality is what brings you Wellness Our Way. So we got our sea moss. If y'all don't know me, you know we got the sea moss products. I'm the sea moss man. but you know we got more than just sea moss. We got different types of cleanses. We got different dry herbs and mixes. We got to do Shilajit down here. A lot of people been looking for Shilajit lately. We got to do ginger shots. A lot of people looking for them ginger shots. We got big shots. It's going down. But yeah, that's what I got here. I got the House of Vitality. It's where you can come get your wellness, come get some information on how to be well, come get your wellness products.
And I know a lot of people with the stigma of, you know, the herbs and people, you know, I mean, people develop different kinds of whatever, to herbs and fruits and roots but to talk about that the earth produces natural things, that the earth produces all kinds of things that are good for us, because you got to understand, people existed long before pharmacies did. Right. Now, I know apothecaries came along, but for a long time, when somebody had an issue, they had to go into forage for different things. And that's how they survived. There's tribes who've never used toothpaste. I can't remember the name of the tribe in Africa, but they use a root, and they have the strongest teeth on the continent. So a lot of people don't understand that there are certain things that you can take naturally that come from the earth to benefit your body. And like with the supplements and the herbs, I just want you to give people a quick snapshot of sea moss, because sea moss is out here now. Like sea moss, I got sea moss. Talk about the significance of sea moss.
I want to do that, but I want to touch on what you was just talking about a minute ago. You know what I mean? We was talking about how the earth gives us everything we need, right? Right. Well, here's something. I want to put it in a perspective for everybody. Every living being needs what it's made of to sustain itself. Okay. We all know that, right? Life is easy, we make it hard. That's right. So the earth is full of these minerals that we're all made out of. You know what I'm saying? All the minerals that I'm made of, these plants are made out of, the earth is made out of. But the thing is, I can't just grab a handful of dirt and eat it. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is the earth create the minerals. The plants take those minerals, because the plants need the same minerals to sustain itself. But the plants turn those minerals into minerals that it can eat, right? Or that we can eat, I mean. So the plants are what we're supposed to eat. Those are the same minerals that's from the earth. These trees, everything, we all got the same energy, the same minerals, you know what I'm saying? So if these trees and the plants is doing everything they supposed to do for the community or for nature, if we do what we supposed to do for the community, everything gonna be given to us. God looks out for us just like God gonna look out for the plants out there. Okay. That's dope. That's what I'm saying. I think people need to understand when somebody starts to mention like alternative medicines, and I'm not telling you not to go to the doctor. I'm not telling you if you've been prescribed some medication not to take it, but look into some alternative supplements so that you can reduce the amount of medication that you take, or either get off of it altogether. Of course, this whole thing revolves around a lifestyle in which you had to change the way you eat. You got to change, you know, how you hydrate your body. It's different steps. So don't think you're going to take some sea moss and the next day you're going to wake up like Popeye. You're going to be invincible. It's a lifestyle. It's a thing you have to do. Your body has to adjust. But I think it's a big thing, and a lot of people think it's important because this is a wave
in the black community, within the culture right now, people talking about looking at the way we eat, looking at what we put in our bodies, and having that dictate how long we live. And not that you live long, but you live well, because you don't want to live 100 years and don't have legs for the last 30.
Yeah, right.
You want to live long, but you want to be healthy enough to enjoy it. So I would encourage y'all to get down here to the Sherman Phoenix, to the Wellness Our Way event, man. Come support this brother. Come support all these vendors. Yeah. The ones you won't see on commercials, the ones you won't see with the big budgets, but they mean so much to our community. Now I got to get this brother in here right now, because you know how they say, sometimes when you sign people to your label and then they blow up and become stars and they don't rock with you no more. That's this brother right here, the host of the Game Members podcast, Mr. Sean Moore.
What it do? Y'all listen, man. Don't listen, man. We always start in mess.
Right. Well, I got to start some shit with you.
No, man, I just had to take some time, man, moving and
ain't nothing wrong with that,
trying to
man.
get my life right.
No, that's what's up. That's what's up.
I'll be back. I was going to come back this week, but I'd have been rushing it.
Right.
And I don't, I'm excellence, man. You can't rush excellence. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that.
But so now we talked about this on the show the other night, and this is crazy because you just happened to be in a certain place at a certain time.
Yeah.
Saw something going on, popped the phone out like everybody does, and I seen in the Journal Sentinel said footage provided by Sean Moore. So let's talk about that, because even Fletch from EPU SDS Self-Defense came and talked to me today and said he wanted to come and speak on this heinous act, this murder at the Hyatt Regency Hotel, right? So let's talk about that.
Something first, right?
Okay.
I was hesitant to pull my phone out and get involved.
Okay.
I really had second thoughts about it, man, because of what happened in my past. You know what I mean? And it's that type of energy.
Okay.
Right? And I lost a lot, KB.
I know.
And,
I seen you.
I'm not willing to lose that again.
Right.
I'm not. But I was down there messing with my son, man, and he needed cleaning supplies. I normally drive to Walgreens. I don't care what the weather is. I normally drive.
Right.
That day, I decided to walk. Heard the screams. Went over there. When the young lady who was initially videotaping it stopped and left, that's when I started videotaping.
Okay.
And it really wasn't a conscious act. I just did it.
So now I've been trying to, because we talk about it, but we didn't really elaborate on it because obviously I didn't have all the information, all the inside facts. But what they said was this individual came into the hotel, caused a disturbance. I guess allegedly he went into the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
And so they said he began to fight the security guards. And I like, even to get to that part, the first thing they said was there was some mental health issues involved with this young brother. So you didn't know, obviously you didn't know none of that. You didn't know what was going on. You just seen something and said,
Yeah. When I heard the story, they were going to put out a story that said that he came out, sat on the ground, and collapsed.
Okay.
But the videos came out, so they snatched that back, right?
Did they really try to get in front of it like that?
They were going to, yeah. They really were.
Wait, hold on. Allegedly, from what we heard and the footage that you provided, showed 4 individuals restraining 1.
Yeah.
So how do you twist that narrative to he came outside and sat down and
This is what they were going to say before the footage got to being shown. Obviously, they weren't paying attention to my live, right?
Right. Okay.
They don't follow my podcast. You know what I mean? So that's on them.
Right.
And they took that back. Yeah,
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You know.
I don't know. Once again, is this a security agency that's hired by the hotel, or are they part of the hotel?
No, they're an independent entity, man, hired by the hotel.
Okay.
What I'm hearing is that they've suspended them with pay, you know. But getting back to him going in the hotel.
Okay.
I used to go down there every month, man. You know, I like hotels, so and on that bottom floor, you don't have big signs that say men or women.
Right.
You
Right.
can get confused and go in the wrong bathroom.
Right. And nowadays we have these
All these big
bathrooms.
signs, you don't know what's what.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
And he was saying he was sorry when he said, "This is what you get for going in one
Right.
He said, "I'm sorry." Right.
Right.
He was begging.
Wow.
You know, the brother I was with from West Lawn, when we walked up, the young lady was filming, and I don't know if she captured it or it was while I was filming or before, but I asked him what the fuck were they doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? I heard the sounds before I got there, KB. It sounded
You
like
heard
somebody was hitting
okay.
on the concrete.
So
He had a
but-
flashlight hitting this man, man.
So he was striking him too.
The man was busted open.
Was he?
Yes.
Oh,
See,
okay.
they blurred that out. But he
Okay.
was busted open, bleeding, man.
I thought it was just a restraint.
Profusely.
I thought it was
no,
just a restraint. Okay.
No. On that lady's video that 58 got later, you can hear when he's going down. It's clack, 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 clack. I heard it as I was crossing the street, though.
Wow.
So imagine how hard he was striking him.
Yeah.
I'm crossing the street on Martin Luther King and Kilbourne. They're in the middle at the double doors.
Wow.
There is an echo there, but it shouldn't be like that.
Exactly.
So
First of all, they shouldn't have been striking him.
at all.
I mean, to restrain is to restrain.
Yeah, but if he's leaving, right? Let him leave.
Right. Okay.
We can't say that he started fighting anyone unless they reveal the
Right,
video.
right.
Release that video that shows from the time he entered to the time he passed.
And so they have their own footage. You got the
Yes.
footage from outside.
Yes.
But they got footage inside
Yes.
that shows the altercation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And something that, now, mind you, my phone died, so a lot of people don't know this, right? So you're getting an exclusive. Because
Right.
you my guy, right?
And
'Cause you my guy.
I didn't know you was gonna be here.
Nobody did.
Right, no doubt.
So when the police started bringing people out, because they put them in cars.
Right.
They put the 3 black men in police cars. The white man stood out and talked to the police by the parking lot that whole time. He was never placed in a car.
And was he one of the ones who
He
restrained?
was the one who was striking him.
Oh.
He was the one striking him, giving orders. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Right? And, you know, I don't want to speculate. I don't want to throw no theories out there, but if he's not in cuffs or restrained, the only people they give that space to is fellow officers.
Right.
Or ex-officers or their family members, right? So I want to see the video. They need to release the video, release the names of the security guards.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And the medical examiner is saying homicide right now, it needs to be investigated as a homicide.
Is it not being investigated as a homicide?
It is not even a criminal investigation.
Wait. Well, how can it be ruled a homicide if there's no
They're
criminal
waiting
investigation?
on the toxicology to come back. Right?
Okay.
Like
Okay.
I told you, this is starting to remind me of a police incident.
Well, the parallel, and I jumped out the window on Wednesday, and I said, this is giving me George Floyd vibes of a knee on the back of the neck.
It was just like that, KB.
And I said, the part what made people jump, especially in the cities, was they had just dealt with Philando Castile. And so there was a worry that there would be no justice.
Yeah.
And so I was saying in Milwaukee, let's see because people didn't, obviously now we know George Floyd was prosecuted, he's incarcerated, and he was stabbed, which is a good thing. But we don't know what the process here is going to be like. So Attorney Ben Crump is on the case, and he's, a fairly well-known civil rights attorney. Have you had any, because you've been talking to the family, I assume. But you haven't got a chance to speak with the attorney. I mean, obviously you wouldn't.
I don't have a need to or feel a need to. I don't.
Well, I said that because
I was there as a citizen.
Okay.
Right. I'm gonna do my part as a citizen.
Right.
I'm not doing this as an activist. I don't want to be involved in no activism.
Right, got you. I see what you're saying. No. I'm asking you.
I'm not organizing nothing.
I hear you. I hear you.
And if I did, I wouldn't say I was. There's strictly as an eyewitness citizen.
There's a criminal case, and then there's a civil process.
Yeah.
And like I said, not that any amount of money can make up for the loss of a loved one, but in this case, I feel like the security company should be sued as well as the hotel.
Yes.
And then those individuals, I feel like they should be sued individually too.
Well, you got the hotel is franchised out.
Right.
To another corporation. So I'm saying sue the hotel.
Right.
Because you franchise it to these people who obviously didn't care about your company.
That's right.
Sue them, and then sue the people that they hired as.
That's right. I mean, there's a long list of people who could be held responsible. And once again, I know money doesn't, it doesn't really straighten it, don't fix it. But they need to be paid for this.
To really reinforce that argument, though, get the conviction.
Get the conviction.
Right? Get the conviction, then you have no argument for the financial settlements.
Well, even if you don't get the conviction, like in the case of O.J. Simpson, where they didn't get the criminal conviction, but the civil case broke him.
Yeah.
And so
they still got a conviction up out of it.
Well, they got a civil conviction. They didn't get the criminal.
They didn't get that criminal.
Right.
But they got a later criminal that really was when he went to jail in Vegas for taking his stuff back.
When he went.
You know what I mean? They gave him every drop of that sentence.
Right. When he went, yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So
I just, it's a shame that in this day and age you have people. This is something else we talked about on Outlaw Radio last Wednesday, is that if you have a job and your job is to protect people, safety, if you will, and that job may involve, I got to remove somebody, right? When do people who own these companies, when do people who hire these employees say, hey, there are people out here who have mental illness. Number one, recognize the signs and act accordingly. But number two, don't choke, don't restrict the airways, don't, like, when do these trainings, they should have to do it.
Our newly elected city attorney, Evan Goyke, he just gave a lawsuit away that would require training for these guards.
Okay.
Right? And he gave it away after the judge took the injunction away that the attorney was trying to have placed. The judge snatched it. No, this is moving forward. And then our city attorney comes in, and I don't know what deal was made. I don't know what it is. I've spoken with several attorneys. They said he's not a litigator. He's not a litigator. And, he acquiesced to a meal. him on the show because I would like to have this conversation with him because I'm not understanding how you give away the fight when you winning. The judge took away the injunction.
Well, you know, I would love to have a conversation with him, just like I would love to have a conversation with several elected officials. But the thing is I don't believe they'd entertain my platform because hold on, but you're not allowed. What you're not allowed to do on Outlaw Radio is dance around questions,
right?
And you can't politicize your answers.
That's why we want his ass on.
But he won't come on here because of that.
So if I don't have a conversation with him, I'm going to get with these families.
Right.
I'm going to get with and we're going to try to recall him, man.
Shouldn't be in there anyways.
No, he shouldn't.
Tierman Spencer should still be in there.
I don't think we would have had this problem if Tierman was there.
I'm guaranteeing you we wouldn't.
You just gave away something you could win. He had already laid the carpet out for you. All you gotta do is walk it out, sucker.
I don't.
Hey man, you know it's cold in here.
It is, but it
really is.
It's hot, but this is a prime space.
No, not for me. It's not because I'm anemic.
And you little. See, little dudes always cold. You ain't got no insulation like that. Yeah. See, yo. This is the coolest spot in this building. It's the best location. Every time I do Wellness Our Way, I utilize the glass room. People come in, they see us. Yeah. We can see everything. I like to be able to see people moving. Yeah. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I understand that. But you know, there's also a coincidence here because you also involved with another case involving a security guard, the one that took your nephew's life. Yeah. And here, once again, is probably, and I'm speculating at this point, were these dudes really qualified?
No.
Or should they have been?
No.
Should have been security guards?
Listen, man. I see right now how they were positioned.
Okay.
Okay, you had one holding his legs, right? I know you felt him kicking because as he's dying, he's gonna kick, right? You had the two on him. Now you got the white guy with his knee on his neck, his face is like this, and you're applying pressure on his neck, right? Cutting that artery off right there. You know what you're doing. Then you got the other two on his shoulders and back. He can't breathe. He cannot breathe. It's impossible.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, anytime you restrict the airway,
if I'm not mistaken, his arms were either under him or being held, so he couldn't even try to get you off of him.
Anytime you restrict the airway, and this is like basic like security guard 101. Anytime you restrict the airway and you apply pressure on an individual, odds are they're gonna die because they're not gonna be able to breathe. And so
they're gonna lose consciousness.
Right.
They're gonna stop struggling.
And then they're gonna
because he said stop struggling.
Right.
He did.
And they still didn't let him up.
As he was dying, he did. And you stayed on him until the police arrived. And I was there at least minimum 7 minutes, maximum 10 before the police arrived. Which means that you did not call the police. Because the police are right around the corner. And they're always driving past. So, you know, there's a lot.
Mama Jenkins is in the chat room. She said she's watching. She said, homicide. Yeah. Once again, thank you for sharing. Was there anyone in the restroom that saw this individual when he made the mistake of entering?
That's what we need the video for.
Gotta release that film.
That's what we need the video for.
Yeah, gotta release that footage.
Gotta answer so many questions that will enlighten the public as to why somebody's not being charged and why they should be charged. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm not. Don't.
I know where you're going.
I'm not getting involved.
Right. You're not the ambulance chaser. You're not an ambulance chaser.
I'm not activism chasing.
Yeah.
I'm not organizing chasing. Right.
Got you. But even if you was though, Sean, would it be so bad? Like, I mean,
no, it wouldn't be bad, but that means I would have to put my focus, right, and my energy into doing this and working or dealing with people that I'm not ready to.
There you go.
Right now, right? I understand that I'm not ready to. You know,
right.
I've reached out to have mediation with several of these individuals.
Okay.
Right? I'm not looking for anything to be fixed, but you need to understand where I'm at and where I'm at, and why I don't want to do this no more.
I'm not mad at you because I got issues with, and I had a show last week where I just kind of lost it and just start naming names, and I know I'm not a name caller. I don't, I normally I'm gonna see what you're doing, and I'm gonna keep it moving, but it gets very, very frustrating and very, very, very agitating to see certain individuals move like they move, and nobody says anything.
Yeah.
And nobody says, he need to be checked, she need to be checked. What the fuck? And I get it. Peace above everything. But so I hear what you're saying in that regard. And I know that in this city, the word activists and that kind of thing is very convoluted. And there's a lot of people. Shout out to the people out there who are really doing something that's worth, while. And because there's some people who stay to the grind. I can't take anything away from them.
And I feel for them.
Right. Because of what they had to deal with.
Yeah. Listen, man, people don't understand the weight that comes with fighting these causes, right? And
very true.
There's no pension for activists. There's no fund for activists, right? Bro, I was out here at one point homeless doing this work. Didn't nobody know it. You know what I mean? I'm living out of hotels, getting up every morning, leaving my wife's bed, you know what I mean? Fighting this fight, and you get ridiculed, right? You get associated with bullshit, right? Your character get assassinated, and you not able to take care of yourself or your family, bro.
Yeah. And I know that you went through a thing where even your freedom was in jeopardy. Like, and not to even go down that rabbit hole.
My life wasn't worth a nickel at one point outside of my neighborhood.
Right.
Outside of my core group of people.
Nice.
Doing this work.
Well, so then that becomes the reason why a lot of individuals try to find a hustle with it. They try to find a way to make money off of it. And sometimes that overshadows what they're doing in the first place because it becomes about the money. So it becomes about, I'm selling my services to the highest bidder, or I'm, like I said, in effect, ambulance chasing. Like you start to chase ambulances. And I want people to understand this. There are some entities here in this city that control and bankroll certain movements and organizations, right? Yeah. And these individuals who are the mouthpieces, they will come out and say, hey, it's about us. I represent you. I want us. But behind closed doors, they sit at a table with the would-be, leaders.
The enemy, man.
Yeah. So that's tough. And I was fortunate enough when I took my trip through grassroots organizing, it didn't strip me down because the one thing I realized, first of all, early is it be your own people, right? Like, so when we would make a move, it would be the backlash would come from our own people. It wouldn't come from, you think, the Klan or some No, it's we go in the store and we expose a store for selling rotten meat, and you start to get threatening text messages saying, leave our Arabs alone. Yeah. Leave them alone. Get the fuck out our hood. And I'm like, dog, they selling you rotten meat. Like, you're selling you and they overcharging you. Yeah. And so that got frustrating. And then all of a sudden, and I'll tell you something else that really frustrated me. We go out, we go to, somebody gets shot, somebody get killed. You go to a rally or a vigil, and on the way home, you turn on the news, 5, 6 other people just got shot. And or you have a day, 3 days in a row where people just getting killed.
Yes, yeah.
8 people, war. 30 people shot over the weekend, and you just sit down and say, man, you know what? This shit ain't working. So
and that's the problem, right? That's the problem I'm having, KB, is when you know that there's stuff that works, and people have taken it and watered it down, right, and altered it so that it doesn't work, that they can continue to eat off of it.
Right.
Like the hot spot. It's coming out now that, well, they were charged with $3.5 million in food stamp fraud. Okay? I started talking about this in 2015.
Wait, so I didn't know that. No, so they've been charged.
Yeah.
Because somebody told me they were back open.
They are.
Okay. But they did get charged.
Yeah, they can't use food stamps anymore. Right? But now all the people I went to are people that talk about us and black health and promoting us, but you supported them, spread lies about me, help them stay open while they continue to take from our community.
Right. There's a lot of people who defended them.
Yes.
Out like
Over me.
Downtown. Like they went down there and vouched for them.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I'd like to see the look on these people's faces knowing that you said $3.5 million.
3.5, and that's just over the last three, four years.
So these people,
If that.
these people who went and said, nah, they good for our community, da-da-da-da-da.
You got people that run organizations in that community that's supposed to be, helping build that community, restore that community. Yeah, you partner with these people, support them, went down there, said that they are the greatest people on this earth.
I seen it.
Right?
I seen it.
And in doing so, you
endorsed them. You
endorsed them,
and you're complicit. You're complicit.
You're complicit, and you endorse the attacks on my character.
Well, they didn't give a shit about your character. They didn't
You know
care.
what I mean?
It wasn't about you.
I wasn't doing this for me.
Right.
I wasn't doing none of the stuff I was doing for me.
How did they slip that past though? That there's been like 3.5 million. This is the first time I've heard anybody say that.
Yeah.
That there's $3.5
Well,
million.
It's why would they want that to come out?
But you put out
because
the raid.
Then you're gonna question. No, they didn't put out the raid.
No, they
I
wasn't.
went live on that though.
No, but it was on the news and everything.
Yeah, it was on the news because the news got called.
Okay.
Right? The news got called to the raid. Okay?
Right.
But these same people that spoke up for them, they haven't made no statement.
Yeah, that's what I was. Okay, I guess I can see
The people
your.
who allowed them to keep their
I can
license
see your
open
logic.
for years.
I can see your logic with that now saying, well, they wasn't gonna put no shine on the charges because
No.
then that would make these leaders who endorse them, who I believe involves an alderwoman, some elected officials, some people.
So I'm gonna ask you to give her a pass because there's certain stuff I can't say right now, right?
Well, we're gonna talk
Give her
later
a pass
anyway.
on that. Yeah,
But
yeah,
I don't.
yeah.
I don't. But do I have to give her a pass? I mean,
For that right there, once we talk off air, you will.
Okay.
Okay. But those previous, the one previous to her, right?
yeah.
Who for years
Ashanti
had
Hamilton.
more than enough information.
Let me not call his name. I heard Ashanti out here beating people. I'm sorry.
Well,
listen.
he ain't ran up on the right person yet.
Well, no, I mean,
That's all that is.
And we don't need that. I was joking. ESC Jordan called me the other day and was telling me some stuff, and I was like, "What? I don't even know."
Ashanti put hands on somebody?
I don't know. Let me see. I shouldn't even say
find
that.
out.
I shouldn't even say that. I shouldn't have said that. I think there was a confrontation. I don't think it was physical. Because had it been physical, it would have been all over the news. I'm smart enough to know that. But Orlando Owens is, I don't know why he agitates people, but he does, and so I shouldn't even put that out there. Let me give Mama Jenkins' comment. She said, we all know that hotel has everyone that entered that hotel on camera. Mm-hmm. That's a hot hotel for everything in the downtown area. She says, like I said, no one in leadership has made a statement about this incident. Shameful. Being an activist take a lot out of you. Nowadays, most are getting money some kind of way. It'll all take a toll on you mentally and drains you physically. You know what?
I know what I want to say. I'm sorry.
For me, that's what I'm saying. I backed up because it started as soon as I felt the slightest amount of drain, because I was doing it for the people. Like you said, I wasn't doing it for me. And as soon as it got, and this is what my policy with anything, as soon as it goes from being convenient to inconvenient, I let it go because I don't need the stress in my life. So once I start to feel like, man, you know what, this is, and especially when this incident, we had these revolutionary Black Panthers and that kind of thing. I'm like, I might as well say what he said, make me want to start back banging.
Now, remember, there was a meeting held on me by some people,
I
revolutionary and
I remember.
Power to the people, and
I remember.
they took side of that.
And I remember the narrative. I remember what the story was and what the allegations were, and I was like, what?
I had people ask me, why didn't I sell my footage?
Okay. The footage that you provided with this Hyatt murder.
I don't want to take no blood money, man, because that's what that is. That's what it would have been. I know what you're saying,
my brother.
Yeah,
Listen here, man. Hey, man, a check is a check is a check.
Yeah,
I get what you said about all money ain't good money, but Sean, the fact that you have footage on the raid.
Yeah.
You had round-the-clock footage at the gas station that was closed down for shooting your nephew. You had footage for this. You should be compensated. It ain't. I get what you're saying, but I feel like somebody should say, "Hey, man, here you go." Just for being, because if you're not there, think about it like this.
Like I
if
said,
you
there's
wasn't
no
there,
funds set up for activists.
No.
That
There's AP and there's you, but they'll pay for footage.
Yeah.
You could have told
AP
the
press
TV stations, y'all got to hit my hand. I'm an independent contractor. What I'm saying is, if you wasn't there, Sean, this probably wouldn't have been seen from that lens.
And if I wasn't there, the family would know nothing.
Except for what they being told.
And the media was going to get it anyway, right?
Yeah.
But
they would have got the right version.
The moment I put a price on it, it's not the same for me, KB.
I got you.
It's not the same.
If your boy gets some footage.
That brother said, please.
Right.
Right? Please.
So it affected you just being there.
And honestly, bro, I still hear them screams. I still hear him hitting that boy in the head. I still hear that boy saying, please. I still see that boy dying.
Wow.
And I've been in these streets, dog. You know what I mean? I really been out. I done seen some shit. Nothing has ever affected me like that has.
That's right. Listen. I hear you. Look, Mama Jenkins is saying, she said, I called them the news, when I found out it was getting raided, she talking about the hotspot. She said they didn't even know it was getting raided. I got it also. Sean sent it to me, and I forwarded it. She said, Sean is the worm. Eagle Eyes, what it do, man? Get on down here, man. Get on down here to.
Out of here, man.
All right, my brother. We're gonna chop it up. I'm gonna hit you tonight, because I got some stuff I want to run by you anyways, because like you was talking about people and how people move, and oh my God. Wait till we'll talk. We'll talk. All right.
Hey, man, tell Courtney too, man. We fight when I see her, bro.
Is she not here?
I ain't see her.
I thought she was. Why you want to fight Courtney?
Bro, I ain't got my business grant yet from the people, man.
Oh, you gotta twist that. You know what? She's supposed to be doing shadow work.
Yeah, I got some shadow work for her too.
Oh man, Eagle Eyes, man, get on down here, man. He said Eagle Eye Security will be covering that case at the Hyatt. My brother, I seen you put your post up about cause you do security for Ben Crump. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know you do some high profile security, so definitely, man, get on the case, man. And shout out to you as well, because I just spoke with my brother Eddie Silas, and we are feverishly trying to get Trigger Happy TV off the ground, Eagle Eyes, and I want you to be involved in that, most definitely. You're going to be very, very important part of that. So we got to talk. We got to talk, man. We got to talk about a bunch of different stuff. I know it's been a while. But yeah, man, shout out to Eagle Eye Security, man. And that man, Eagle Eye, what don't you do, brother? What don't you do? I see you do contracting, you do, security, you do. What don't you do, man? It's just, you talking about a Swiss Army knife. Get on down here to this Sherman Phoenix, man. We are here on, I don't even know the address of the Sherman Phoenix by heart. I know it's on Fond du Lac, right across the street from the police station. Black people know where all the police stations are in the city. So most definitely, you can you get him to open that? Most definitely come down to the Sherman Phoenix. It's locked. It's locked. I can't get up. My arm don't stretch. He said, you get up and open it. I can't do everything. But yeah, get on down to the Sherman Phoenix, man. It's Wellness Our Way. It's hosted by Kamar Carter and the House of Vitality. They got some of everybody down here. I don't know if they gave them usher tickets away. Just my bad, man. Just put the blocker in there so it won't close all the way. I think when he went out, he let it go. Just so the noise won't be too great. It can be cracked. Okay. And then when they come out, just put it right there and let you know. That'll work. Yeah, thank you. So yeah, y'all get down here. My sister, you can have a seat. Y'all get down here to the Sherman Phoenix, man. It's a lot going on. Now we have, she's not a vendor, but she's been on the show before. You can scoot in a little bit. Make sure my people can see you. Introduce yourself to the people.
My name is Brittany Muhammad.
There we go. And you have something called the Unity Market. I want to give you a chance to talk about the Unity Market and what it does.
Yes, sir. So I host the Unity Market. This is a market for Black-owned businesses. I host this market once a month, every month, so that Black business owners, whether you're new in business, old in business, or anything like that, you have a consistent marketplace to come and make sales, network, grow your business. Whatever you need for your business, the Unity Market is trying to help solve the problem of Black entrepreneurs. Like a lot of the struggles we have in the beginning of, building business, the Unity Market is here to try to help solve these problems. And so we have another market coming up, July 13th.
July 13th?
Yes, sir, at 2236 West Atkinson.
Okay.
And the market is from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we have, I think, about up to 15 vendors that's going to be out there. Okay. Food trucks, vegan food bowls, body care products. I'm a seamstress, so I'm going to have my table up. Okay. Lots of goodies out there, and Black people in business. We're trying to keep the Black dollar circulating in the Black community.
There you go. There you go. And shout out to Atkinson. I grew up on 17th and Capitol, and 18th, 19th in Atkinson, 19th place. Shout out to all my boys over there. Atkinson is a strip that has, for a very long time, been in need of some assistance. It's some rough turf over there, and I know there's a lot of good people over there, but there's definitely some issues in the community over there. So to see something like this over there is very much needed. So what are the qualifying factors? What would I have to do in order to be able to get a sponsor? I mean, to be able to be a vendor at your event?
Yes, sir. So my phone number is at the bottom. All you have to do is call me, 414-998-3999.
Okay.
Or you can go to the website, unitymarketmke.com, and there is a registration form you can sign up through there. The vendor fee is only $55. However, if you contact me within this week or up until the day, I am discounting the vendor fee to $25 because we had a little discrepancy with the site and all of that. And so I'm just discounting it to make it easier for the vendors to be able to come through on July 13th. Okay. Yep, and so you have to bring your own table, chair, and tent if you have a tent, because we're gonna be outside. There's gonna be music. I'm giving away free books to the children. We just gonna be having a good time outside. Okay. I'm always in support of anything positive in the community, especially that community. Like I said, my ties are strong over there. But black entrepreneurship is something. We've gone into discussions about this on my show. So if you haven't tuned in to Outlaw Radio on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, please tune in. But we talk about the loss of Black entrepreneurship and Black economics, and I really, really don't believe that the needle will be moved forward as rapidly as we would like it to in the Black community unless we come up with some sort of economic empowerment agenda. Yes, sir. And that starts with Black entrepreneurship. But I also believe Black people maybe need to diversify their portfolios a bit, because we do hair, we do,
car washes, we do corner stores, we do candy stores. We don't own engineering firms.
Facts.
We don't own architecture firms.
Come on now.
We don't have brokerage houses.
Come on.
Like we don't play the market at all in terms of investment. And now, shout out to every black banker that's out there, and there's a lot of black people who preach economic empowerment to us and financial literacy. But in terms of making our money work for us, we just don't do that.
Right.
And it's very hard. It's very hard. And I can't remember where I seen it, but there was a thing about the problem. It was called the problem with small black businesses. And one of the main problems is that they never really get large enough to employ people.
Facts.
And that in itself is how businesses become, great corporations, but their
Facts.
ability to hire people from the community and give them jobs.
Right.
So a lot of small black businesses just stay these kind of small imprints
Yep.
for the duration of their lives, and they never really get big enough to say, okay, we're now providing for the people. So, but you don't get that unless you support those businesses.
Exactly, and that's why I created this platform, because
Okay.
that's another thing that is a struggle. One of the often quoted quotes that are out there about black people when we come to spending money. In terms of spending money, we say that we spend a lot of money on foolishness, which we do. We do. However,
Myself included.
right? Because I was just in here spending. Look, I got some food over there I'm about to get, and not that food is foolishness, but I ate already. I ain't need that.
Right.
So.
My grandmama say your eyes bigger than your appetite.
Exactly. And so then your wallet becomes, just get open to everything that come at your way. But my thing is this: I think it looks like we spend more money on foolishness when in reality, when you look at what we're buying, we don't own any of the things we consistently buy. For example, toilet paper. There's somebody in the country that's a black person that produces toilet paper. We don't know who they are.
That's right.
Paper towels, dish soap, your toothbrush, your toothpaste.
Yes.
There are black companies that produce these things, but like you said, they stay these small imprints because we don't support them, and oftentimes we don't even know they exist. And so the corporations that would become big entities don't, because we don't support them, because we don't know they exist. They don't have shelf space, and we're up against a lot when it comes to black business. And so the Unity market is this consistent market to bring brand awareness about the black businesses, especially when it comes to everyday products, lotion, hair grease, and things like that. The stuff we use every single day. Office supplies. There's a black company that makes that. And a lot of us don't know that. Laundry detergent.
I've never heard that before.
Yep, laundry detergent. There's True Laundry Detergent. If y'all ever get online, you can look up True Laundry Detergent. They have a fabric softener. They got some of everything. They are good. Coral Oral toothbrushes. They have toothbrushes. There's a battery company called VoltCell. There's two of them, VoltCell and Tubman batteries. So there's all of these products that we use on a consistent basis, but because we don't even know they exist, we don't see them and consistently purchase with them, they can't grow.
Right.
Because there's no money being poured into the company so they can hire anybody. This is also going to help us, when we start putting money into our own businesses, it's going to help us kill the unemployment rate. Because we're going to be the first people to hire ourselves, each other, our children. We won't have any kids if they had a job to do, if they were productive, they had something to do. And so the Unity market is here to, really bless multiple people and answer multiple prayers with one prayer. We're trying to just create something that answers all of our problems economically, socially, and in our community as far as bringing us up economically, but also building family, because a lot of people don't know that wealth is built with family, but the family need a business to build the wealth.
Yeah, and this city that we live in is a perfect example of generational wealth, because you hear about Miller, Pabst, Schlitz, Pfister and Vogel. You hear about those families, and then you say, well, they're gone now. Well, those families are still here.
Facts.
And they own other businesses because of the fortune that was created through those companies.
Yep.
So there's a lot of old money still controlling Milwaukee, and incidentally, none of it's in our hands. Yep. I always talk about the side effect of integration. And my mom, my mother came here in 1959, and she used to tell me what's now MLK, which was 3rd Street. She would tell me, like, well, this is the only place we could shop at. And she would tell me the location of when I drive down that street right now, I can still. My mama said they used to be this and this, and she would tell me these were all black businesses.
Yep.
And this, you couldn't go downtown. You couldn't go out to Wauwatosa to Mayfair. You couldn't go. She was like, you couldn't go to Capitol Court. Like they couldn't go to those white places. So she said we shopped. This is where we shopped on Saturdays. All you see is black people walking up and down these streets. There's a flea market. And then I said, what happened? She said, well, once the Civil Rights Act was passed and once open housing was passed, and then they said, well, now y'all can go downtown. Now y'all can go to Capitol Court. Now y'all can go to Mayfair. That went away.
Yep.
And so we gave our businesses up to go and shop with Mr. Charlie.
Facts.
And we never rebuilt it. As a matter of fact, black people love to say to me, Black Wall Street. And I tell them, what you don't know is Black Wall Street was actually rebuilt after it was destroyed.
Okay.
Integration killed Black Wall Street because black people stopped shopping there.
Yep.
So we got to support our own. I know it's hard because, you know, some black businesses, we ain't no Walmart. But you go to Walmart, they mess up. You go to McDonald's, they mess up, and you go back.
Yep.
You go with a black business, if they mess up, then see, this why I don't shop with black people. So it's a...
Yeah, we have to have a level of commitment to our own.
Yeah.
Right? Because we'll have a commitment to them. We'll keep going to them, begging them to take our money.
Over and over.
But we don't treat ourselves like that. That's our first issue. Secondly, when integration happened, I find it very interesting that we integrated with white folk. They didn't integrate with us.
That's right.
They didn't come to our businesses. They didn't spend money with us.
No.
We went to them.
Yes.
And so we lost everything going to them.
That's right.
And so it's like, you know, we have to come back to ourselves. You know, in the Nation of Islam, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad tells you, accept your own and be yourself. That's one of his often biggest and greatest quotes. A lot of people don't like to quote that part, but he said that. Accept your own and be yourself. We busy trying to be with others. And that's what kills everything we got going on because the way that their economic system is set up, it doesn't benefit us.
Not at all.
It only enslaves us. You never really can get rich off of it. It drains all your time, all your energy. Even their atmosphere and how they do business doesn't allow you as a black person to be black. Like you just can't do it.
And shout out to Herbs and Lather, who I hope are here today because
I didn't see them, but
I hope they're here.
they my friends.
Well, the sister gave me a gift bag last week.
Yes.
With natural deodorant and natural soap, and they were both excellent.
Yeah,
and
that's Sister Roll and Brother Alfonso.
yes. And I was hoping they were here today because I want to get some more of that soap. I barely used it. My son took it. I never saw it again. It's like that natural soap is good.
They got some good stuff.
I'm like, really? Where did it go, son? So I wanted to, but stuff like that. And so what we do is in this country, we are the biggest consumers.
Facts.
We are the least likely to own.
Yep.
So our skin needs lotion.
Yep.
Our hair needs grease. And sisters, y'all some beautiful entities. Shout out to y'all. Y'all use hella products.
Yes, we do. Yeah, man.
My wife got
Going through it.
she got and she's like, I'm natural. I'm like, what? So we need these things. We buy them from other people.
Come on now.
We don't buy them from us.
From
and
us,
that's a shame. That's a shame that I would go into a store and buy some hair grease that is supposedly catered to the texture of this.
Yep.
And I'm buying it from Mr. Charlie instead of buying it from us.
From
and
us,
so
yeah.
we need to definitely jump on that market.
Yes.
But the problem with us is, and always will be, is that it's more ideal than it is realistic.
Come on now.
Because it's hard as hell to get black people to get together.
Oh, Lord. Let me tell you, just promoting this market alone, because I think the nature of it gets people excited, and they tell me how they can help me. I've been promised all kind of radio shows and TV spots, and when I reach back out to say, hey, following up on that, silence. Nothing. And it's like, this is a market, and I'm not knocking any other market. All the markets are great. However, this is a consistent market with a low cost, with the aim to help black businesses. And I get so much like derailment, it's insane. On top of the fact, the other part of the unity market I'm working to build is Milwaukee's first black Walmart. So I can bring in all of the products from across the country that black people create in one store. Because that's the other part. Like you said, we're buying from Mr. Charlie, but here's the other thing. Even when you buy a black-owned product, you're buying it through the corporation of Walmart. So if I want to go and buy Carol's daughter's, hair products, it's black-owned. I believe it's still black-owned. But I have to buy it through Walmart.
Yeah.
So imagine we have a store that's us, funded by us, products by us, distribution by us. That's a whole nother level of economic revolution that, and oh my God, listen, I know I'm causing war doing that.
It could be like
business is
what
warfare.
the Latinos did with 7 Mile Fair.
Come on.
Honestly, once again, I
yeah.
may be aging myself, but I grew up here, and my mom used to take us to 7 Mile Fair when I was young. And what I remember is white vendors and a lot of, different types. Now, if you go, it's a majority Latino thing.
I've been there one time.
Yeah,
seen it.
Once I went back years later, because it used to be outside. First of all, a lot of people. Once again, this is how old I am. It used to be outside, and so in the summer, my mother was gonna take us. Because old black people love them whatnots with the animals in the living room. We had lions, tigers, and bears.
The big panther statue.
So most definitely that they turned that into an avenue for them, and I feel like what you're talking about would be a great idea to have one big location. And it was just black businesses. Now, some people might say that that's the Sherman Phoenix, but she said manufacturers. Not necessarily stores, but hey, I'm gonna put my product on your shelf in this store. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely a great idea. But I can tell you this also, because you struck me when you said you've been made promises. People have heard my show. They've watched us. They said, "Man, that's dope, Kev. I'm gonna do this for you." Until I say, I'm nonpartisan. I'm not a Republican or a Democrat. We call ourselves the party poopers because we poop on both parties for the egregious treatment of our people in this country.
I'm with that.
And they say, what? What do you mean? You're not a Democrat or a Republican? I say, no, anybody can get it.
Right. Come on.
No more phone calls.
Oh my God.
If I say, look, man, the mayor downtown, he's a black man, but he's never transparent or honest about anything. Every time you ask him something on the news, he gives you some kind of political answer, or he outright just says he didn't know about it. People say, Kevin, you can't say that about the mayor because he's black. I say, to me, it doesn't matter what the color of your skin is if you mislead my people. Crickets. I'm not getting it. So I don't get invited anywhere. I've had so many people on my show who have platforms. They don't call me. They don't do the outlaw thing. So
I find it odd that people, black people in particular, are so politically loyal to a group when neither group has really served us. We're still the same no matter what happens. Our community does not change. And then what I find interesting is that oftentimes, whichever party decides to throw us crumbs, we get excited. It's still crumbs, family. As black people in America, we really are owed the world back. But you throw us crumbs and get a few of us excited. Listen, the presidency, that's Pharaoh's seat. God ain't never been on the side of Pharaoh. I'm going to say it again because I know that hurts some feelings. It don't matter who sit in the president's seat. You are Pharaoh. Obama included. We love you. But Obama included.
Don't get me started
Pharaoh.
on Obama.
And God ain't never been on the side of the oppressor. He's only on the side of the oppressed, no matter who it is. And so it's funny how we get so caught up in this political divide, and we gotta vote this way, and we gotta vote. Both of them have been failing us.
I just watched people, black people, talking about Joe Biden and Trump, and they were saying Biden's too old. He was stumbling over his words. He was senile. And I said, okay, Trump was lying and misleading and being divisive. What's the difference?
Come on.
I'm waiting on. I hear black people say, well, some of us just love Trump because of his policies. And I say, what policy?
What policy?
What policy? At what point during his presidency did I wake up as a black man and say, man, things sure is great in this country today? As a matter of fact, the tension was at an all-time high.
It was at an all-time high.
Because white people was just acting an ass, for lack of a better term.
They got both. And I'm going to tell you this. That's actually why I like Trump. Because you make them racists loud. And I like my racism loud. Don't call me a nigga behind my back. Say it to my face, okay?
There's a lot of people who say that too, and
I like
but
that.
that doesn't lead me to vote for him.
Facts.
And I don't tell people to
Come
vote.
on now.
You know how to vote. You vote how you vote.
Vote how you want.
But I'm just saying.
But yeah.
You hit the point. You hit the nail on the head when you said it ain't never in this country mattered who the president
Come
was.
on now.
You can't name one president
Come on.
that was ever good for black people. I just
Come
watched
on.
the docuseries about Kennedy the other day, and they were saying he made these promises to the civil rights workers and to the civil rights leaders, and he gained traction in the election because when Martin Luther King was incarcerated, he called Coretta Scott King and talked to her for about a minute, not even a whole minute. Wow. And black people said, he with us, he's for us, and we helped him get elected. His first year as the president, black people were upset. What happened to all the stuff you said you was gonna do? So even your greatest presidents, including Obama, none of them have never done anything that benefited us.
And you know, oftentimes they'll do things that symbolizes that they're for us. They're gonna do things, but they don't actually do them.
No.
It's just a symbol. It's just a gesture, and we get so excited. Yes, we get so excited. So and I'm not here to tell you who to vote for either. But I ain't vote for neither one of them because for what? Again, that is Pharaoh's seat, and God consistently had a beef with Pharaoh. He had a beef with Pharaoh. God was never like, oh yeah, Pharaoh, my man, I'm finna bless it. No, never. Point it out to me, okay?
Well, I tell you, this is what I tell my people on the show. We need to pay more attention to who these judges are.
Come on now.
Because they are the ones who really write the laws and the bylaws.
Yes.
And so especially, and I know people say you got to get a nomination for the Supreme Court, but to put someone in the lower court, a lot of times they're elected. So the Wisconsin Supreme Court, our judges here on the bench, we need to be paying attention to who they are. But more importantly, and this is something else controversial, I think this is also why I don't have any friends. I tell black people all the time, if we're gonna stay in this country, we need to stop complaining about the game and play the game. Meaning, we need to get black lobbyists, we need to get black special interest groups, we need to farm our own politicians and put them in positions that are important. And like I said, we'll have our own lobbyists, we'll have our own special interest groups, because that's how black businesses will get favored.
Facts.
Because then you can go and say, hey, we're having a little problem down here with some zoning for some stores or whatever. And if you got your people in office, they'll say, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it for you. But as long as you got to go to Barbernarski and Pawlikowski and all these people, you're going to be behind, and then you'll turn your head and they'll be done slip their people right in there.
Yep.
Because not only do we buy everything they sell us, we sell them us.
Facts.
They sell us our culture back to us.
Yes, they do.
Yes,
they do.
People wearing kente cloth, like, oh, I'm from the.
Yeah.
You don't know where the hell that probably came from Taiwan.
Come on.
That's
And
not.
oftentimes, that's exactly where it came from.
It's not kente cloth.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you know, it's feeling good and then doing good.
Come on
two
now.
Different things.
Two different things.
So.
Two different things. So I'm here to just do the best that I can. That's my brother-in-law. I'm here to do the best that I can to help black businesses in my small way of pulling together a consistent market. And yes, I've also heard that too. Like, that's like the Sherman Phoenix. What I'm trying to do is like the Sherman Phoenix. Sherman Phoenix is a little bit more like a mall.
That's right.
I'm trying to do more of like a
You
retail
said a
store.
black Walmart.
Yes.
You said it all.
A retail store. So that's just one location where we'll have a coffee shop, maker spaces, but a retail store where we can come and get black products from across locally and across the country, because there are black dishware companies that, like I said, the laundry detergent, everything we use, almost everything we use, there's somebody in the country that's black that makes it. And there are black farms across the country too.
Yes, there are.
And they need support, and we don't even know that they exist. You can get milk, eggs, flowers, beans, all kind of stuff from black farms.
I would hope you could get this going. I would love to.
I need as much support as possible, family. Go to unitymarketmke.com. There is a donation link. If you would like to donate to this cause, because I'm about to go real hard after August to promote the building of our own retail store and coffee shop, to get the funding for it, because I'm looking for a building as we speak. And we're going to do this.
And I promote this in the People's News Network all the time, because we are friends on Facebook.
Yes,
after
sir.
I spoke with you last time, I'm going to push this more. So people know, because you have one July 13th and then you have
Yes,
one August 10th.
Yep. And
so,
then we have markets throughout the fall. So during the August 10th market, we'll have new flyers for the fall and winter dates.
All right, all right.
Yes.
Listen, y'all support.
Please do.
And think about some of the stuff we just said, and know when you see that young struggling, or that, not even young, but that struggling black entrepreneur,
Yes.
support them.
Please do.
Instead of saying,
Please do.
because that white man don't need us. We
You
need
really don't.
us.
Right,
We need
facts.
us. So,
I wanna
if you
thank
just,
you.
no problem. If you just put that thing in the door so the next person can get in,
Yes,
because
sir.
they telling me, you get up and open the door yourself. Like, I can't. Right, I can't do both. Yeah, shout out to that sister, man, Brittany, who's been on the show, been here before with me. She need to come on in on Outlaw Radio. She need to come in on Outlaw Radio, man, and talk that talk with us. We're down here. I'm down here at the Sherman Phoenix, man, on a Saturday afternoon. Got a couple more hours before they close. Come on down, support these vendors, man. These people have gotten up, and I see them bringing their stuff in and setting up their booths and just getting ready, man, to try and extend their brands. And man, if it's the one thing that we as a people need, it's money. And I hear them say the love of money is the root of all evil. But nobody ever said you could get by without it. You got to get some money in this country. Got to have some. So it's the backbone of what we want, man, in our community, man, is to be able to do business with each other and to be able to support each other and hold each other up. Because like I said, what we were just talking about, the fact that we have all this different culture and all this different, we're so charismatic and so ingenuitive, and we don't own anything. And I don't think it's by accident. I think it's really something that's intentional, that, you know, is set up for us not to have money, like to be struggling financially. It seems like sometimes we come into a situation where we're the poster children for struggling, right? Like you think about poverty, you think about black people. You think about poor, impoverished communities. You think about black communities. So I want to put a stop to that. I just feel like, but in order to do that, we got to really figure out a way to keep this money circulating within our community and make sure that we're spending with us and supporting us, man. Hey, so it's been so far a great thing, man. Shout out to Sean Moore, who's on here. We got to get Sean on Outlaw Radio. Sean just happened to be down there when that brother was murdered. I know there's going to be some more vendors coming through. It's summertime, July 4th, man. How was y'all July 4th? Like, my July 4th was great, as usual. But there was an issue with these fireworks, right? And I know it's kind of split, because I know there's some people who love the fireworks. I love the fireworks. I grew up letting fireworks off on July 4th. You know, my dad would take us, if we were going south, we would go to Boomland, and, you know, even here in Milwaukee, before they made them illegal early, like back in the days, we used to go and he'd take us and get them in. But man, is it to the point now where it's just too much? Because people don't just have firecrackers and smoke bombs anymore. I remember when people, we used to have those little bottle rockets and whatever. Some of the stuff that I heard people letting off the other night was industry standard. Like, I mean, it was shaking my house. Like, and so, yeah, we didn't have that. We didn't have that kind of artillery back in the days, if you will. So has it gone too far? Do we need to now put a nix on this? And I don't really know how you'd be able to do it, to tell you the truth. I don't honestly know how you'd be able to do it. I don't know how you stop people from going out getting fireworks. I would just say maybe there just needs to be a limit, and I know there's different classifications. I took my son last year to the state line, and the crazy thing about it was I went into this store and I seen rigs in there for $700. And I'm like, what could that possibly do? And I think I found out the other night. Like, some of those, I know some of this stuff just had to have 12 shots in it. Like, it was just ridiculous, man. So I don't know if we need to get rid of them, but see, we all, as a country, we're always in a rush to make something illegal. we always want to attach some sort of criminality to it and say, hey, well, if you do this, you'll get a fine, you'll get a ticket, you'll go to jail. Maybe we need to just regulate things instead of making them or criminalizing them. We can't criminalize everything. So what I'm saying by that is if you're gonna have fireworks, regulate them. Have the classifications in place. Like, make it so that you need a permit to get class so and so and so and so, and there's some responsibility and accountability to how they're utilized. And then create public spaces, especially in the city of Milwaukee, where people can go and let them off under supervision and be safe. Like, I think we should do that. Because when you make them illegal, also when you make something illegal, it's like daring people to do it. So that makes people say, well, I'm doing this for sure now, just because you said I can't. There's a stigma attached with it. So it's no different for me than it is with prostitution, with drugs. Everything should be regulated, because we got to stop telling people what they can't do, right? Regulate it, you know? People say, did you say prostitution? I did say prostitution, because I believe that there's no way you could ever truly stop prostitution. And I'm not, just because people say it's the world's oldest profession. Well, I don't think that people will ever stop doing that, engaging in that. I think that's something that people are going to do. But I mean, you know, it's a conversation piece. It is something that when we start talking about thinking outside the box and the way we govern and the way we lead, you can have a seat right here, my brother. It's just something to think about. You know, I say regulation over criminalization every day, and that will, you know, because even just that conversation about regulation of drugs, or what they call drugs. I don't say legalize marijuana, I say decriminalize marijuana, and then understand the economic power associated. If you look at Chicago, if you look at Denver, if you look at Minneapolis, if you look at Detroit, if you look at New York, all these places that have decriminalized, there's billions and billions and billions of dollars to be made. And if we did that, then we wouldn't have to accept this tax increase with these draconian conditions that come with it that say, well, you can't talk about DEI, or we won't give any money towards anything related to equality or diversity. You wouldn't have to do that. You wouldn't have to have a property tax levy that's powering a school system that's mismanaging $1.5 billion. You wouldn't be raping the taxpayers. And our leaders don't think outside the box enough to invest in this kind of leadership. Why? Number one, because they want to keep us incarcerated. You don't want to decriminalize something. God forbid those prisons up north lose 15% of the black males that are in there, and we're not powering their economy no more, because them dairy farms ain't what they used to be up there, y'all. But that's my soapbox. That's Outlaw Radio stuff. I got a guest. I'm live here at the Sherman Phoenix with Wellness Our Way. It is Outlaw Radio, Wellness Our Way on a Saturday. My brother, welcome to the show. Tell these people who you are and what you do.
My name is Gil Abdullah, and Danny Wilson LLC. I sell EYF sports recovery lotion.
Okay, let's talk about that. Now, what is this? What does the sports recovery lotion do?
Legally, see, the problem is that if you make any claim on anything,
right,
okay,
got you.
The FDA labels you as a drug.
Right.
Okay. So there's things that, you know, I tell people just try it on.
Right.
Okay. Now, what I will say is that I took herbs that was historically some of the most valuable herbs. Okay. Now, what people don't understand is that Marco Polo used to travel, or the Europeans during the Marco Polo times used to travel all the way from Europe into the Middle East. Okay. For seasoning. Okay.
Right.
Now, they try to tell you that it was for, you know, to season their food. Okay. I wake up in the morning, I don't want to go to pick and save. Okay. When you look into the herbs, you see that there's actually medicinal properties to the herbs. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now, the thing about it is I can't really tell you what this is doing, but the best thing I can say is I took those herbs that was historically the most valuable herbs. Okay. The thinking behind that is, how should I put it? If you're going to, okay, you think about it from just a salesman mentality, okay? There's the really nice cars, and then there's the cheap cars, okay? The cars that was really, really expensive, there's a reason why they were expensive, okay? Well, I kind of looked at it with the herbs too. At the time, there were certain herbs that was really, really expensive in those period, okay? And I just gathered those herbs up, and I put them in a lotion to see what it can do.
My son is an athlete, and that's part of the reason why I ask you, because he's an athlete. He runs track and he plays football. Shout out to him. He's actually at regionals right now for track, AAU track. So I'm always looking for something because he's about to go to his freshman year in college. And so I've been looking for something because I've told him you're going to get sore.
Right.
And you're going to take a physical beating.
Right.
And I've always had him do Epsom salt baths, ice baths, stuff like that. But something like your product, what you're talking about,
Right.
something that may be able to help him. So I'd be interested in just kind of letting him sample and say, Kev, how you feel? Do you feel any better? You feeling any relief? So that's why I asked. Now, do you have website? What's your socials? Like, how can people get in touch with you to see what you're doing, or have you not put it out there in that regard?
I haven't put it out there in that regard. It's a situation where a lot of people, when they start a new business, they worry about all the peripherals first.
Okay.
And let's be honest, the peripherals isn't what turns the light on. Me, I put all my money into my product.
Okay.
And once my product, because I figure once the product is developed, properly, I've been working on this product for the last year. Once this product is developed properly, we're close. Actually, we're done. Now I can start putting all the money in the peripherals.
Okay.
Because again, that poster might look cute, but at the end of the day, the money you put on that poster isn't gonna really spend.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like I said, I'm looking forward to when you can get this all put together and commoditized so that we can get this out here, because I'm always looking to spend money with us before I spend money with them. So
I will say this. Actually, it's available right now.
Okay.
Now I have several people. Can I tell you this one story and then I'll shut up? Okay, because I can start rambling. Okay. So we all know that. Okay, bear with me for a second. We all know that the hardest people to get money from is old black women.
That's
okay?
right.
It's impossible. Okay. No matter what it is, they're gonna start talking to you about how 20 years ago it was like $5 or whatever, or if they do be able to get you to talk, or if you do get them to buy it, they're gonna steady just be talking little slide remarks, like you could have let me get that cheaper or whatever. So I was on this vending event on 87th and Brown Deer Road. No, this was 92nd and Silver Spring. This was 92nd and Silver Spring, and there was this 90-year-old lady came in, back was hunched over, and she comes up to me. I'm like, hey, try this on. She tries it on. She goes, sit down. 10 minutes later, I'm looking at her. She comes up to me, paid everything I wanted, did not ask for a discount. It did not,
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of proud of that, because believe me, this is the type of lady that would have asked you for a discount.
Okay. That's dope. Look, I'm waiting to see. I mean, I had a back surgery and I'm still recovering, so I have stiffness in my joints. So I'm looking for something too that I can rub and say, oh man.
Hey, how about this? I'm gonna get back to the table. I'll bring one back to you. Just try it on.
There we go. Just do me a favor and leave that little piece under that door so people can get in. Yeah. Okay, down here at the Sherman Phoenix, Saturday afternoon, sunny afternoon, beautiful afternoon. I love sunny days. I love the summertime. Summertime in Milwaukee there's nothing like summertime in Milwaukee. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who you are. Milwaukee is the best place to be in the summer. So this is what we need to do, is get down here to Sherman Phoenix. And
Real quick, super quick. So this right here is it's all like 80 different ingredients. There's so many ingredients I can't even list everything on there.
okay,
It's all food based.
okay.
Try it out.
And what's the name of it?
Eat Your Food, EYF.
EYF. Okay. Okay. Sports recovery lotion. I'm gonna rub this on some of my old broken down joints and see how it's feeling. All right, y'all get down here to this Sherman Phoenix, man. I love when I get swag. I love when I get gifts. Right? The sports recovery lotion. People say, Kev, you about to put that on and pass out. Trust and believe. I'm gonna start with my elbow. Put something on my elbow. My elbow is stiff. Father Time is undefeated, man. I'm old. I got stiff joints, so we'll see how this goes. See if I feel anything. If I feel anything. Y'all get out here to this Sherman Phoenix, man. Support some of these vendors. People have given up on working for somebody else forever and investing within themselves. Okay. It ain't fragrant, I'll tell you that much. It ain't fragrant. I hope it works. So yeah, man, get on to the Sherman Phoenix, man. There's a lot of people here. I'm looking forward to talking to Fletch. I'm looking forward to talking to Rail. I thought Courtney was gonna show up down here, but I don't see her. I don't see Courtney. But yeah, I don't see you either. So get down here. Summertime. What else is going on? What's going on? Somebody tell me what's going on with Ryan Garcia. I'm not, the fight guy. I love boxing. I don't think boxing puts out enough of nothing no more. Certainly in terms of fights. But what's going on with Ryan Garcia, man? Is he having a breakdown? Is he this latest racist rant that he's going on? And we know he was convicted of utilizing PEDs. Man, what is going on with this? What's going on with him, man? We've had some of the people here already. Shout out to my sister Brittany. Shout out to Brittany Muhammad. Please support this Unity Market that she's got going on July 13th, 2236 West Atkinson. And if you want to be a vendor at her event, give her a call at 414-998-3999. 414-998-3999. Black business, man. Black economics is what we preach. And I see Darius Rucker, the defending Morgan Wallen, because there's a scandal in which he used the N-word, right? Country music star, I guess. Do we expect country western artists to not say the N-word, right? Like, I don't. It's country western music. That gives him no excuse. And it's always very interesting to me when a black man comes out to defend a white man for saying the N-word. It's always very, very strange to me. But yeah, so, and it's Darius Rucker from Hootie and the Blowfish, right? Like, I don't know if has Darius Rucker ever really been down with us in the first place? For him to come out now and defend Morgan Wallen, I think it's strange. I think it's very strange. If you as a white person utilize that word nowadays, for me, I don't lose my mind over it. I'm never going to deal with you on any kind of level. I'm not going to lose my mind over it. And I would hope that you don't catch me on the wrong day and I get physical with you about it. But I think it's a weapon. I think it's something that they utilize now to knock us off our square. Some of them will say it just for the reaction. Do I think somebody should lose their job for saying it? Well, I think that depends on what their job is. If you are a school teacher and you're referring to your students as niggers, if you are in a store and you supposed to be engaged in customer service and you're referring to the customers as niggers, then I think you should lose your job. If you're a country western singer and you say nigger, I don't know that I want you to lose your job, but I would want my people to boycott your music. I would want my people to boycott your shows, but I don't know that I want you to lose your job. And people say, why not? Well, because I was just talking to my sister Brittany, and I was utilizing the word Mr. Charlie, and we say cracker, and we say honky, and all these kinds of things. Should we lose our jobs because of it? If I get on here and rant and say, you know, something negative about white people, or even Jews or gay people for that matter, should I not be able to earn a living and take care of my family because of my personal opinions or my personal perspective? I don't believe that should be the case. I think there's regulation that needs to be had, and now obviously there's people who are going to boycott me in my perspective. I understand that, but I should still be allowed to feed my family. So you know, I'm not really all that. I don't lose it like I used to. I've had my days where when someone say nigger, I go crazy. Okay, I would go crazy, but not necessarily now. I'm more into playing chess than checkers now, and I refuse to let somebody get me in a situation I can't get myself out of because of some words. So, but that's just my personal thing. What y'all think about that N-word? And does it matter that Darius Rucker came out and said he apologizes for this guy using the N-word? I don't think it matters. I don't think he should be forgiven. I mean, but how many black fans does he have? And how many of his listeners echo that sentiment all the time? I'm pretty sure there are a number of them who do so. So yeah, I mean, we this is a new day for black people, and I think we need to act like it. You know, we can't. And sometimes it just takes thicker skin, and it's going to take people being not as sensitive as they are for us to move the needle forward. Because instead of being focused on somebody saying the N-word, we need to focus on whether or not we're being treated like an N-word. There's a distinct difference between saying it and treating me like one. Because you got a lot of cowards who will say that word behind closed doors, but they wouldn't say it to, like in the 1950s, where they say it right to your face. It's not going to happen. And those who do find out the hard way. We just had this scandal with J.J. Redick, who was appointed as the head coach, I believe, of the Los Angeles Lakers, and then it came out that somewhere along the line, apparently in the 90s, when he was a student at Duke University playing on the basketball team, he referred to a young sister as a nigger or something of that nature. And I seen we put it up in the People's News Network. Go and check the People's News Network, by the way, if you want to see or test the validity of anything I'm talking about. And you'll get more information on it there. But we put it up there, and because sometimes I just like to see how black people react to things. And the People's News Network is all about premium black news. So we put it in there, and the reactions from black people, of course, was, fuck him and whatever. But then there was some white people who came in and said, well, get over it. Like, nobody cares. Like, and their excuse was, you guys say it. You say it in your music, you say it in your movies, you say it in everyday conversation. So my rule of thumb has always been, I don't utilize that word in front of white people, especially when I'm talking to another black person, right? And so any establishment that I go to, any kind of event that I go to, and it's us, and I'm with some other black people, I'm not hollering, hey, nigga this, nigga that, nigga this, nigga that, because I never want to give them an excuse to utilize the word. So that's just kind of like where I'm at with that word. I don't, I'm sure, first of all, I'm sure white people use it all the time behind closed doors. You don't even want to know some of the shit I say behind closed doors. Because it's definitely not politically correct. Definitely not. Shout out to Ocean Shira Dodd. She has, Community Petition Day. July 6th, which is today, started at noon to 5 p.m. They're having a petition to recall a school board. If you're from Milwaukee, you understand the importance of us really getting down on the school board. The school board has, oh my God, the school board mismanaged $1.5 billion. Because of their negligence, Milwaukee Public Schools is going to be millions and millions of dollars short this year. And, we just seen that was it the system that was outdated? Was it the finance office understaffed? with inexperienced people, all these excuses being made. But this is also on the heels of us passing a $252 million referendum. $252 million, right? And the crazy part is how they lied and laid this out to the public about, well, if we don't get this $252 million, basically we'll have to shut down. We're gonna have to cut jobs and everything. Only to find out once they got the money that they still intended on shutting things down and still intended on making cuts. So they basically lied to the community. So I don't know how you as a taxpayer feel about that, but I feel some kind of way about that. I feel like that's out of pocket, man. We also had controversy this week because OJ was given a place amongst the memoriam, the people we had lost at the BET Awards, and Stephen A. Smith came out and he was very, very, very upset that that OJ was included. And then Faison Love, if you know Faison Love, he came out and just blasted Stephen A., as well as Willie D, great rapper Willie D. And Stephen A. Smith's take on it was that OJ basically he was saying OJ committed to double murder, double homicide. And did he? He was acquitted. Okay? So there's a lot of people that feel like OJ got away. Now, if you are from my era, if you're from the time that I grew up in, you understand at that time we were dealing with some situations, right? We were dealing with Rodney King. We were dealing with the murder of Latasha Harlins. And that had come on the heels of so many murders, beatings, assaults at the hand of police officers, and they faced no repercussions whatsoever. And so when we got around to this, and even the LA riots were based on around the fact that the officers who assaulted Rodney King, which we seen very clearly on VHS, were acquitted. And so the city went crazy in Los Angeles, right? They tore up some stuff. So it was a very high tension time in which we didn't necessarily we didn't believe in the justice system anymore. And OJ being represented by Johnny Cochran, who is one of the most brilliant, not beautiful. My mama used to think he was beautiful, but more brilliant litigators that we've ever seen. He got OJ off. So black people was like, yes, this is a good thing. This was something that we looked to as a positive. So, you know, I'm indifferent about OJ because I don't know for sure that OJ did it, and I don't know for sure that he didn't do it. I just know that for so long, white people were able to skirt justice when it came to what they've done to us. You gotta think about the fact that the murderers of Emmett Till were never, and I'm going all the way back. The murderers of Emmett Till were never really punished. Here in Milwaukee, and even with Emmett Till, when she admitted she lied, the young lady involved, but here in Milwaukee, where we had Daniel Bell way back in the 50s, who was murdered by some police officers, and then they staged the scene and put, a knife in his hand, and they were walking scot-free until one of them had a deathbed confession and said, I can't carry the burden of this no more, and he told, right? Ernest Lacey, and so on and so on and so forth in terms of black males, young black people being murdered by officers and other people. And so black people feel a certain kind of way. We have a complicated relationship with the justice system. We have a very complicated relationship with the justice system. It is, we don't trust. And I totally understand why. Black people are so skeptical when it comes to what's going on with our justice system. And in here, I just had Sean Moore and I'm going to talk to Fletch from EPU SDS with the brother who was just murdered. Who was just murdered. And so the footage is actually, what the footage Sean was talking about, is actually has been released, and I'm looking at this right now. Said he walked in, caused a disturbance. You know, fought with security guards, and it says, I think this is the article that I already put up. So it doesn't really go into any details about what actually happened. So I was talking about Ryan Garcia, the boxer, and if you don't know who he is, you don't know who he is, but he's an accomplished boxer, and I guess when he went on his rant, he's disrespectful to George Floyd, and this kind of thing. So it's on and on and on, man. It's always enough to get mad about. Do y'all believe in this Project 2025? I've heard a lot of people reference it. But do y'all believe in it? Do y'all think it's a real thing? Do y'all think that this is something that Trump is going to initiate if he's led into office? And it involves a lot of different things. I've heard stories of Trump saying he was going to get rid of the Constitution. I've heard Trump say, you know, he was going to get rid of term limits. A bunch of different, well, I've heard people saying these kinds of things. And how many of y'all believe this stuff? And what is Trump's plan if he gets into office? This is very, very, very interesting to me. What will he be? His main focus be? I would love to know. And they're saying Project 2025 is basically MAGA's movement to consolidate power and get more control over everyday Americans' lives. They're saying under this plan, they wanted the Republicans and Trump take away reproductive freedoms nationwide, use the presidency for revenge on Trump's political and personal enemies, terminates the Constitution, consolidates power in the Oval Office, guts democratic checks and balances on presidential power, gives handouts to the ultra wealthy, paid for by working families. And they're saying, did Hillary Clinton really say this? It's very interesting. Are we going to stand by and allow, even if he gets elected, the president doesn't have absolute power. Everything has, like they said, checks and balances. So in order for him to do all of these things, there would have to be a group of people. Like there would have to be more than just Trump. Like he'd have to come in with friends in the right places to execute these types of things. So I don't know. How do y'all feel about the 2025? Actually, the phone is actually on. Like that's something that I usually don't do when I'm down at the Sherman Phoenix, but the phone is on. The number is 262-202-5131, 262-202-5131. What y'all think about the 2025 plan? And I'm seeing now that there's some chatter about Trump, Biden withdrawing from the race. Are we gonna see? Will he? I don't think Biden should drop out of the race. He's 80-something years old. I don't know how quick on their feet most 80-year-olds are. I've never really seen an 82-year-old who's swift as he was when he was a young jit. So I don't think he should drop out. People say, Kev, he's senile. Well, we've had a senile president before, and y'all idolize him. His name is Ronald Reagan. Matter of fact, we've had all kinds of presidents with all kinds of different issues, and they stayed in office. They've stayed in power. So I don't know that we need to. You know what? I'm more against the way Trump's people and his supporters act. I'm more against when they start to act as if it's cool to be a racist white person. It's cool for me to really get down on black people. That's where this Karen shit and all this stuff comes from. It comes from Trump's administration. He empowered them. And so, we'll see. I seen the 4th of July came, and there was this debate amongst black people about, what should the 4th of July mean to us? And, it's like I tell people all the time, I don't agree with the policies of the founding fathers on a personal level, meaning that they were, for the most part, slave owners and plantation owners and things like that. But I think in terms of the Constitution and having a country that's, supposed to represent freedom of thought and democracy, I think it was a dang good idea. I think it was a really good idea. So I don't agree with them, but I think they had the right, they were moving in the right direction. So that's why I didn't really get into boycotting the 4th of July or anything like that. We got another vendor. I told y'all I'm down here live at the Sherman Phoenix, for Wellness Our Way. So we got another vendor who's joined Outlaw Radio. My sister, what's your name and what do you do?
My name is Marie, and I'm the owner of the Classic Shop.
Okay, let's talk. The Classic Shop, okay.
Classic Shop. Yes, we have hoodies and T-shirts. We're a graphic apparel company, so just specializing in graphic designs that speak to the culture, but we welcome anybody to wear our designs.
Okay. Now, that's interesting because I've had a question about this for a very long time. Because I see people with stuff that says classic on it. Now, are you the only people with that, or is there somebody else that does the same kind of thing?
I should be the only people with it. No, but I mean, I'm the Milwaukee brand of it. There may be, I don't know if there's some other people that may be inspired, but yeah, Classic, that's my brand.
Okay, for real, like I've seen this, so it's a very familiar brand in Milwaukee. I've seen it in a bunch of different places, and I always wondered, like, is that like one person, or is this like a nationwide thing, or? So it's good to know.
We get them nationwide, but I have logo tees, and then I have graphic tees that, like have some hip hop or black culture inspiration. So yeah, there's a couple different designs you may have seen, but yeah, it's Classic.
So how did you, and I've even seen a sister she's on Instagram, she's from here, and she calls herself Real Classic. And that's why I was like, wait, is that who does the classic apparel?
No.
I didn't know, so I'm enlightened by this. Thank you. So how long have you been doing this?
8 years. 8 years, had the website for 8 years. I've been up here at Sherman Phoenix in my own spot since February. I used to share a spot with 3 other ladies at the Underground Makers Market. We shared a spot downstairs here for 4 years. Okay.
And so what's the website?
The website is The Classic Shop with 2 P's and an E.com. So THE Classics, CLASSIC Shop, SHOPPE.com.
Okay. What inspired you how did you get started in this endeavor?
Well, my background is in education, and I really wanted to teach, about culture, black culture and hip hop in a way that wasn't like trendy, in a way that wasn't like appropriation, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of Tupac and Biggie shirts in stores made by people who have no idea who those people are. And so I really wanted to, pay homage. I treat it like preserving culture in like a museum, I think, but we doing it with T-shirts and hoodies. So.
Okay. And so, but you decide to call it Classic. The reason behind the name, what?
So just the fact that, we or the culture may stay trending. We always the next hot trend, but we're more than just a trend. We're classic because you can always go back in our culture from different decades, different pieces of the culture, and find something that's always going to be hot. So it's just we're being made to be a trend, but we always hot, so we classic.
Okay. Hey, get down here to the Sherman Phoenix. Yes. Now you have a store here, so you're not just a vendor for Wellness Our Way. You're here every day.
Every day, Tuesday through Saturday. We open at 11 Tuesday through Friday, and then 10 on Saturdays, and then we close every day at 7. We're closed Sunday and Monday though.
Now this is not just women's apparel, is it?
No, it's unisex. So it's men's, women's. We do have some kids things. We'll be getting some more. But yeah, it's for everybody because everybody's classic. We also have some water bottles, which we just got, which have a foam magnetic holder. I don't know if you'll...
Oh, wow.
see.
Okay.
So we got everything you need. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like from hoodies, socks, water bottles.
Yeah, I was just about to say she got the classic on the water bottle too, y'all. So
So
people love swag. People love swagger.
there we go.
So that's dope. I don't, and like I said, I see so many people around the city wearing it, and I'm happy now that I've met the person behind it.
Thank you.
Or are you just, it's just you, or do you have like a business partner? Or?
I keep saying we, but it's just me. I have a graphic designer that I work with, but I draw everything out very non-graphic. I don't look like his when I draw it out, but we're able to work together, and he's able to, put what I need into art form. And yeah, we go from there. So it's just me though, as far as running the store, running the website. I have had a lot of help over the years, which I really appreciate, a lot of resources that have helped me improve. But as far as day to day, it's just your girl.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Listen, when it comes to apparel and when it comes to, clothing, like I don't know if anybody understands better. I mean, you just spoke to it. We set the bar really high. Like,
Yeah.
nobody outdresses us.
Absolutely.
Right? Like you go to church on Easter Sunday, or you go to a concert, or when they had
White
these
parties.
all
We
white,
just had
right?
all these white parties last
Yeah,
weekend.
black
and so,
people
yeah.
get clean as Easter Sunday, and usually what we wear becomes the trend. It becomes, I can remember when I was young that it became popular to wear Dickies, khakis, and like a whole khaki suit. And I told my mom, I wanted one. She's like, you want to dress like a janitor?
But you know what? It's the swag behind it, and that's the thing. Like, people can't really keep up with what's going to be the next trend, because it's not about the next trend. It's the swag behind whatever you're wearing.
Right.
It's the confidence, and black people have been able to exude confidence over the years, because we haven't been handed a silver platter. So we've had to make do with maybe less than others. So the fact that we've had confidence, with whatever we had on, whether it costs less, has really made people want to dress like us, even if it did look like a janitor or whatever. You know what I mean? It's the confidence behind what we had. So,
but even right now, if you look at there's the biggest market almost in fashion is sneakers.
yeah.
And
It's
for a
streetwear.
long time, sneakers, tennis shoes, what my mother used to call them, tennis shoes, were the alternative to good shoes.
Yeah.
So you didn't go places like, I remember trying to go to church with tennis shoes on in the 80s.
Oh, no.
And my mother wanted to kill me.
Yeah.
And so people who didn't have money wore a pair of sneakers everywhere. And now it's the biggest, $600, $700, $800 for a pair of tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And that comes directly from us.
Yeah.
White people didn't innovate that. We did that. So with your clothing, and you say classic, and I feel like having something that's by us, we should take pride in wearing that.
Thank you.
As opposed to going, I mean, I see people all the time wearing name brands, and it's literally just a brand, and it's $200-$300.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, you paid what for a hoodie just because it got Dolce & Gabbana on it?
And
Like,
it was one big brand that got in trouble for charging like $2,000 for some bags they made for $57. So it really don't be the I can't remember who it was. It might
probably
have been-
all of them.
Probably all of them. Dior or somebody. It was-
Jordans.
Yeah, but the markup is ridiculous, and really you're just
Yes.
paying for the brand or paying for somebody else's interpretation of what cool is, because that's really what it is. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
else has said that this looks cool, this is how you look cool, so buy this, and then we just fall into it,
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, we really started all of it. So I just want us to get back to that, you know what I mean? Where
That's
we
what's
starting
up.
it and we comfortable and we cool and whatever we got on, you know what I mean? It don't got to be name brand. There's some young people that may walk past my store sometimes and they just be looking like, that ain't,
Yeah.
Supreme or whatever. But
But
it's about the swag behind what you got on.
What's the
Yeah,
They didn't
it's
have
not a
nothing
brand.
called Supreme when I was young. So
And listen, Supreme, the most basic stuff. It's a red bar with Supreme on it. You know what I'm saying? So, and they charging Goo guys some money for that. So, but it's just because you've been programmed to believe that that's what you're supposed to have on. That's what you're supposed to wear. And so yeah,
even
that's
Champion now today, like when I was young, if you were a
Yeah.
Champion, you got ribbed on.
Yeah,
Like
but
what you got on? And now Champion is like, I'm like, they used to sell that in Kmart. Like,
But look at that. But look, it was probably some people who had a lot of confidence, a lot of swag, but not a lot of money, and they made that
Throw
look
it
hot.
on.
And so
Yeah.
now everybody want to dress like that. But at the end of the day, it's not about what you got on. It's about how you feel and how you act in what you have on. And so
Yeah.
that's what attracts people and make people want to dress like you.
I seen these young
be
black
like
kids
you.
say white tee years ago, and all of a sudden the T-shirt market went through the roof. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just literally a T-shirt.
Yeah,
It's just-
yeah.
So what's your social medias?
So my social media is The Classic Shop as well. On IG, on Facebook, it's The Classic Shop with 2 P's and an E. And the website is theclassicshop.com. So yes, follow us, shop online. If you join online, the website, the mailing list, you get 10% off your first order. And then there's also a loyalty program online. So, but yeah, follow us on Instagram and Facebook for like the latest drops and stuff
The
like
classic shop.
Yes.
What I want to do is I have a group called the People's News Network.
Okay.
Which is basically the sister group to our show, Outlaw Radio. And it's really about premium black news. But I always try to, anytime there's black entrepreneurship there, so I want you to get you, friend you on Facebook. So,
Okay.
And you can go either straight to the People's News Network,
Okay.
or you can send me a friend request, Kevin Barnes. That's my government name. Y'all always tell y'all that.
Oh, you know what? I'm already on there.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Okay.
So now all you gotta do is you already joined. She's
Yeah.
already in there. So whatever you want to put up, I would love to promote it on there, especially
you.
because you probably were in there promoting something. I'm like, I don't know her.
It's all good.
So,
It's
so
okay.
now I can say, oh, I just met this sister. So
Thank you.
yes, let's do that. Y'all get down here to the Sherman Phoenix. Get down here today.
Yes.
But if you can't get down here today, get down here any day. You said Tuesday through
Tuesday through Saturday, yes.
Stop by her shop. Shout out to all the people that already sport your brand because a lot of
you.
people do, and
Yes,
I
they
see it
do.
all over the place.
And I appreciate
And
it.
so yeah, I'm gonna have to get over there and grab me a hoodie or something. It
Okay.
ain't hoodie weather now, but
Well, we got some t-shirts for you too.
okay, there we go. There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you, my
You
sister.
too. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes. Y'all, please get down here to the Sherman Phoenix before it closes for Wellness Our Way. I'm live. I'll be here for another couple hours. Man. Trying to talk to some of the vendors, talk to some of the people who are here. Shout out to that sister because I've been seeing that brand for a long time, and I did not know. I didn't know that was her. I had never met her before. So man, you meet something, you learn something new every day. Dion, you just hit my line. Hit me up, Dion. I don't know if you in town or what, but hit me back. I was in the middle of the conversation with that sister. She was the proprietor of the Classic Apparel. And that's a Milwaukee thing. I never knew that, y'all. So shout out to her. I see. If y'all ain't been rocking with Outlaw Radio for a while, y'all may have missed. A couple months ago, I put together a truce. With Orlando Owens and Ian C. Jordan. And, you know, Orlando. Habitual line stepper Orlando. A serious Republican. Put up some unflattering imagery of some sisters, and Ian called me and said, Kev, I know you kind of put this truce together. Because the one thing I didn't want to do was see two black men going at it like this in the media. But Orlando, come on, man. We'll talk about it. Dion, what's popping, man?
Man, nothing, man. Just call. You know, I can't be there with y'all. I'm in Minnesota right now at the Mall of America, but just call to send my love and my support for Outlaw Radio. You already know.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I'm down here live at the Sherman Phoenix. I'm just talking to vendors, talking to some people coming. Sean Moore was actually here, and we talked about this murder at the Hyatt Regency that occurred last week.
Okay.
So you know, Sean was the one who got the footage. And provided it. So he was here. We had a great conversation. He's gonna probably come on the show next week. I know he wanted to bring his podcast back, the game members, but I think he said that they were pressed for some time, and you know, life gets in the way of things sometimes, man. So you know,
Yeah. You know, when it's his time, is gonna. You know, we all got a season, man. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's just when it's time right now, but when it's time comes. It's going to come and, you know, it's going to be astronomical. You feel what I'm saying? And he's going to be overwhelmed behind it, you know. You know, hopefully I have a chance to be down there with y'all next month, you know, because I definitely miss being down there with y'all live and kicking it. You know, I called real early. I need him to do me a favor real quick to stop by my crib for me and stuff. He said he was going to handle that. And, you know, I had to get out of town for a little bit. I left yesterday. You know, it always feels good to get out of town for a little breather, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've been to the Mall of America more times than I can count on my fingers. So
yeah, I've been here quite some time too. This ain't my first rodeo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, man, I've been to Minnesota, Mississippi, New Orleans, San Francisco, Oakland, California, Arizona, Dallas. Ooh, then we ain't gonna even say about the South. You know, I stay in the South. I'll be going to Huntsville next month. Then in October, I'll be headed down to Arizona. Then November, I'll be going to the cabins. So, you know, I try to experience life, man. You know what I'm saying?
So
Just
I don't-
enjoy myself. But
Do they still have the underwater thing in the Mall of America? Okay. 'Cause
yeah, they got the Legos, the underwater, the roller coasters, everything.
I know I went
You know what I'm saying?
years ago when my kids were small. We went to the underwater. It was dope. It was like, man, they was blown away. I mean, you know, the only thing that kind of replaced that was eventually a couple years later, I took them to the Shed Aquarium in Chicago.
Oh yeah. The Shed Aquarium, y'all. Yeah, the Shed Aquarium definitely.
Yeah, the Shed
You know,
Aquarium
when you
is
just
dope.
look at all those, when you look at all those animals and you realize like these animals exist. You know what I'm saying? And you sit back, like the world is bigger than us, man. Sometimes, you know, we think that the world revolves around us, but it's a lot bigger than us, man. And you already know, ain't nothing down here but the Somalians and, you know. Man, you know what, man? I wanted to text you last night, man, because I was listening to them talking about Project 2025. I don't know, man. They talk about putting the rights back into the states. There was a lot of stuff that was kind of persuasive to me. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, kid. You know, and then like when you see some of the things that's going on, I don't know, man. Like up here, you know what I'm saying? I'm seeing men dresses, women, and I'm like, if you gonna dress like a woman, at least be attractive looking woman. Then the guy up here, he get, you know, they changing their names. You know, you ain't no Elizabeth when your name Ron. You know what I'm saying? Like this world we living in, man. I just ain't feeling it though, bro. Like
Right.
I don't know, man. I mean, would another Trump 2024 presidency make things better, or you know, like today they was talking about, like they said the economy is the one reason I don't know, because they was talking about like with Trump. They said if Trump get elected, man, it might cause a civil uprising. Then if he don't, it might cause a civil uprising. So it's kind of that, and our economy ain't made for a civil uprising. But if I was Joe Biden, I see this is the thing about it. See, this is why Democrats, you know what I'm saying? Okay, they have passed this presidential immunity thing. Who's the sitting president right now? Joe Biden. So what Joe Biden need to do, he need to tell Trump either step down or I'm going to have somebody take care of you. See him, COT and 6. He need to have all 6 justices locked up and removed from the bench. You know what I'm saying? Since it's presidential immunity, it shouldn't just be for Trump. It should be for anybody. But the Democrats, they trying to play fair game, man. And, you know what I mean? If y'all concerned about what's going to go on with this world and is it going to be stable or not, then you need to practice some of that presidential immunity that the Supreme Court just passed. You feel what I'm saying?
I hear you, and my thing mainly with that is that the Project 2025. But what I don't want is, I don't want black people to get caught up in believing in a dream that might not happen. Because number one, Trump is a liar. We know Trump is a liar. We know he leads people astray. And I wouldn't want black people to go to voting for this dude and he gets in office and he goes in a different direction. Number two, I don't believe that there will be a civil uprising if Trump doesn't get elected. I really don't believe that. People fear, now you know this, Dion, you know this to be very true. Fear is what you use when they call wagging the dog, right? Fear is what you use to scare people into moving a certain way. It's just like COVID. They played off the fear. They played off people's fear. And I personally believe that people are playing off that fear with Trump and saying, oh, well, this is going to happen and that's going to happen, just to scare people not to vote for Biden. You know what I'm saying? This presidential election is one of the worst ones that you and I have seen in our lifetime. Definitely, we have. This is horrible. Just the whole process of it. The fact that even when we get down to the bare bones, that Trump was just convicted of 32 felonies.
That is true.
And he had more pending charges, but the Supreme Court was proactive in jumping ahead, saying, "Hold on, let's give him immunity." Because if God forbid he had gotten charged for his role in the uprising on the Capitol uprising, then that would have given him 32 felonies plus this. So then there would have been no way he could have moved forward with running for president, ideally. But even with the 32 he was convicted on, the fact that he still is allowed to run is a crock of shit. And they're using this to say he may not be incarcerated because of this immunity. You ain't Dion, you ain't never in your life seen no 32-time convicted felon not do time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And he got them
But
all
then
he got them all on one case.
But then another thing, but see, like I said though, I can feel the white people though. I do a little bit because I'm up here and you see all these foreigners, Indians, Sikhs, I don't know who they are, Africans, and we've been here forever. And we struggling trying to get our little piece of the pie. They come in here, they driving the brand new cars and they living good. I could see why people could be a little bit upset about that. I've been here all my goddamn life, and they come here and they here number 6 months, and they able to live better than me. You know what I'm saying? And then the homosexuality, you know what I'm saying, and the transgender and the queer and all that, that's just about to be an epidemic. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. Like I said, how these people broke down Project 2025, it was kind of like, well, they putting rights back into the state's hands. They say, hey, we taking away rights to the federal government. We're going to put rights back into the state's hands. And if you think about it, though, just like look at Colorado and the states where marijuana is legal. But federally, it's not legal. But in their state, it is legal. I don't know if I sent you the information in California where felons, maybe I sent it to Real, maybe I'm going to have to look it up and send it to you, where convicted felons, nonviolent felons can own firearms. You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to send that to you so maybe you can be able to dissect it. But it's not worldwide. It's only in the state of California. You feel what I'm saying? So I can understand that some of these rights be taken out the federal government's hands and put back in the state's hands to see how the states go about it. But it's a lot of stuff that is kind of, it's kind of alluring though. But I want us to still have a democracy. So what up?
Give me a second, because we got one of the vendors. I think she's a vendor.
No vendor.
Okay.
No.
She might be one of the owners, the business owners.
Yes, that is helping with the fire.
Okay. Oh, this is even better. So Dion, I got to guess.
Well,
I'm live. Hit me back.
Ahead,
we'll chop it up some more about that 2025 thing.
All right, love, bro.
All right, no doubt. How you doing, my sister? Welcome to Outlaw Radio.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. Now, tell the people who you are. What kind of information are we gonna get here?
Okay. My name is Sensory Irvin. I am the owner of Resources and Beyond here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Okay.
We are a nonprofit organization that provides tools and resources for our community that may be in need.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And what's the name of it again?
Resources and Beyond.
Resources and Beyond.
Yes.
Okay, and you are here now. You just no pun intended. You stoked my fire and helped me remember that there was this tremendous tragedy the other night. So
yes,
you want to talk about that?
I believe the fire was early that morning after the 4th of July. From what we hear, it was fireworks that went off.
That's what they're saying.
And it caused a building, I believe, on 85th and Mill Road, and displaced a lot of families.
Okay.
So we decided to jump on board and help with Miss Tamisha. She owners of the Dream Bakes here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, down at the Sherman Phoenix. She made a post. We have a food pantry as well.
Where's your food pantry?
We are at 8700 West Brown Deer Road.
Okay.
And she asked, could we partner up? And we brought some food, and she started cooking, and we just started asking our community to pour into those that have been in need, and we have been showing up for each other. So,
that's good. That is beautiful.
Yes.
And so I've seen the food, and I know Kamar had mentioned to me that there was some food down here. So I want to tell people, in addition to coming down to the Sherman Phoenix to just kind of visit the vendors, come down if you're in need of food or resources in that regard, and see the sister and get some food. The food bank. That's big to me because in the field that I work in, a lot of times I do referrals for people. When they come to me and say, we don't have any food. And you said the name of yours is what again?
Our organization is Resources and Beyond.
Resources and
yes,
Beyond.
Sir.
And is that the name of the food pantry as well?
Yep, so everything is under our nonprofit organization. We do service the 53223, 53224, and 53225 zip codes, but we service any and everybody who are in need. We do not turn anyone away. And then we also can provide them with food pantries that's in their area as well.
And I don't think a lot of people are aware that nowadays there are food pantries that only service certain area codes.
Yes.
Like when I started to do referrals for food banks, it would say, well, we only service this area. Make sure they bring an ID and this kind of thing. I know, shout out to the Islamic Dawah Center. They pretty much serve everybody.
Yes.
And you said that you all do too.
Yes, we don't want to turn anyone away. That's the purpose of the food pantry.
Okay.
And I want to make sure that it's given away instead of if we don't give it away, it might go bad. So
Right.
send them down. And then we have partnered with Heart Loves Place where we get 100 free summer meals for the summer. So we get sandwiches, we get chips, we get fruit, we get vegetables, milks and juices that we give away every single day.
Okay.
Yes.
That's, hey, it's nothing like that. I don't think people understand the shortage of real food in our communities. And in particular, you mentioned 53225 in those area codes. The Walmart is gone. The Pick and Save is gone. So that is, in effectively, a food desert right now.
Yes. So we are the total opposite. SDC was out there as well. So they were doing the day hours, but due to SDC closing, we're the only food pantry in Brown Deer.
Okay.
And we service in the evenings from 4:30 to 8:30 for families that may typically work. So we do that Mondays through Friday, 4:30 to 8:30. And then on Saturdays, we're open from 9 a.m. until 12 p.m. But if I have families that reach out, I do open the food pantry. So like yesterday was one of the reasons that we opened because we knew families were in crisis. And we just got the food. Miss Tamisha, she cooked it. And we gave out hot meals today and yesterday. And then we had the sandwiches and the cold lunches for families.
Okay. Now, how do people get in touch? What is your phone number, social media? How can people catch up to you?
So our business Facebook and Instagram is Resources and Beyond. My personal page is Sensory Irving, and they can give me a call at 414-795-8772. We also specialize in workforce development for our inner city in Milwaukee. We help local business owners if they are looking for workers. We help subsidize their pay for them. So they can, if they meet the qualifications, they can come down and get approved for the program, and they will get $580 every 2 weeks. Once they have completed the program and maximized their full potential, we do help them with trainings and certifications free of charge.
Wow. Yes. I need to get with this sister, man.
Yes.
Like she's a Swiss Army knife. I love
Yes.
it. I've been in social services and education for the last 24 years. I want to age myself because everybody know I'm only 24 years old. But no, I've been in this field, so I know how convoluted and complicated it can get in terms of who's funding who and who does what and what do you need to, what's required for you to get in these programs. And it just results in a lot of people not taking advantage of them. And when you don't take advantage of something, that justifies them getting rid of it.
Correct.
So I definitely encourage you, if you are, it ain't just about food. Like the sister said, it's
No, we want to
getting
bring
money.
back our workforce development.
Yes.
We have a lot of people that need jobs, so we want to provide that family stability again as well. We do trainings, we do certifications. We are CBRF certified, so we do those classes as well. If the guys are looking to do CDLs, like it's different plethora of things that we offer for our local community, and we just want to spread the word and help out as much as possible.
So, quick question with
Yes,
the
sir.
CBRF training, because I was thinking CNA training.
We offer that as well.
So, can somebody? Because I have a client. I don't want to. I'm definitely not going to say her name, but she wants to. I guess her licensing expired.
Okay.
And she wants to renew it, but I guess her thing is she needs a refresher for the course.
Okay. So it may not be free for her unless she meets the qualifications of the program, but she can also go down to the Transform Milwaukee Jobs down at the Silver Spring Center, located 5460 North 64th Street, and ask for Carla Lathan. That is the adult program director, and she can assist her with all the questions that she may need to do her recertification.
Okay. Silver Spring Center.
Yep, the Silver Spring Sprint, and then just ask for the Transform Milwaukee Jobs.
Okay.
But Carla Lathan is the director of adult services down there.
Okay.
Yes.
I was very helpful. So
Yes.
once again, this is what I do. So I'm very happy to have made your acquaintance. And do you have social medias or?
Yes. So my main page is Sensoray, and it's Sensoray in Irving with the ERVING. But then our business page is Resources and Beyond. And if you need to get in contact with us, you can email us at info@resourcesandbeyond.org or give me a call at 414-795-8772.
Okay, now quick question before
Yes,
I
sir.
let you go back to.
Okay, no worries.
Whenever I meet somebody, because I know my whys. I know why I chose to do what I do for a living. Whenever I meet somebody who's in the same field, especially if you've been in it long term, I always say, what inspired you to do this?
I'll say my parents. Growing up, my mom and dad used to take us to the Salvation Army to feed the families every year for Christmas. We did it from the time we was 4. My parents left about 6 years ago and retired until about then, but we still go down there from time to time. And just giving back. My mom was a Black Achiever at the North Central YMCA. They are avid golfers, so they were a part of the Black Golf League here with my parents with the, is it 501, 504 down? So they were the part of the first Black Golfers League, and they would do scholarships for our community all the time. And it was just something that I feel like I finally found my purpose. I'll say that.
Okay.
Trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and providing resources has been my niche. So I'm just happy to serve and happy to help and provide our community with things that I feel like we don't know about all the time.
That's right.
I feel like when we're on the outskirts, those communities are serviced a little bit better. They are able to be more reachable. And I feel like here, everything is like quietly given out little by little, and I don't feel like we deserve that. I want everything to be out in the open and don't want our community to feel like they can't ask for help.
There you go.
Because there are people here that will help them despite of their circumstances.
I like that. And
Yes.
that's, what inspired me was what you said about there's so much allocated for people in need and people who need help. And a lot of times we don't know about it.
Yes.
So it goes away. And then they say, well, we would do that, but they're not using it. So
Right.
to pass information along to people to say, it ain't about if you're ever going to need help, it's when you're going to need help.
Or you may not need it, but someone close to you may need it. So
yeah.
it's just a word of mouth. And just always remember, things humble you, This was an eye-opener for us.
Yeah.
Like just being able to see what's going on with the families and they're not having what they need.
Yeah, and people hear about poverty, but sometimes we don't. If you've never seen it firsthand, and I mean maybe you lived through it, or if you've been in this field where you've gone into some homes and you
Yes.
said, whoa,
Right.
this is life for y'all. So I can appreciate that. And it lets me know also that you're sincere about what you do, because it ain't about instant gratification in
No.
this field. And you ain't gonna get rich.
Yeah, I'm not looking for nothing in return. I just want to help,
There
whether
you
if
go.
it's 1 people or 7 people.
There you go.
Yes.
Appreciate that.
Thank
Y'all
you.
get down here if y'all know somebody who's in need. First of all, it's a lovely day, so it's
Beautiful outside.
man, it's love. But I keep saying there's no other place that I know of like Milwaukee in the summer. I was born and raised here, so I might be a little biased.
Okay.
But summer in Milwaukee has always been the greatest. So from the fact it's always a lot of stuff to do, but just the weather,
Yes.
you can't. That's priceless. That sky right there is priceless.
Beautiful.
So y'all get down here, all in spite of, including, I should say, with all of the vendors, we got this sister right here with resources for the people. People, you ain't gotta tell nobody you hungry. Just come down
Just
here
come
and
down,
grab some food.
take whatever is on your heart. We have plenty clothes to give away. We have pans of food. We still have sandwiches. We have resources. We got a lot of donations. Our community really showed up
I see.
in the past 2 days for those.
Yeah, and this is all around the fire. We heard about this fire that was allegedly caused by fireworks. I said allegedly because I'm not a fire inspector and I don't know. I know what they said on the news.
Yes.
And I don't know what kind of conditions were, at this building or whatever. But the fact that it looked like a devastating fire on television.
Yes.
And so you're supporting that. That's another thing that's dope. So, if don't nobody else tell you today that you are appreciated, we here at Outlaw Radio want to say that to you.
Thank you. That means so much.
All right.
That means
Now,
so much.
do you have anybody want to shout out or anybody want to acknowledge for their efforts in helping you?
Just our community. We
Okay.
our Facebook has been going up. The shares, the likes, the tags. We truly appreciate each and every single one of you guys that have poured into not only resources and beyond, but to Bake Dreams, and then also here at the Sherman Phoenix, because we couldn't do it without our community. So I'm grateful and thank every single last one of you guys.
That's what's up. Resources and Beyond.
Yes.
Y'all remember that name.
And we
Remember
also
that.
we have a book bag giveaway coming up August 24th. We've been doing it for the past 8 to 9 years, and we'll be at Washington Park Saturday, August 24th, free of charge. We'll have games, we'll have food, we'll have book bags, supplies, face painting, the whole shebang.
I really need to get y'all in the People's News Network, which is our sister group in which I promote anything that's positive, that's black, and any premium black news. So I really need to get you and send you an invite to the People's News Network so I can promote all of that stuff. But
And if you need a plumber, my husband is a plumber. His name is Jamil Irvin. You can contact him at 414-627-7305 for his availability as
now,
well.
does he just go under his name or does he have a company?
Oh, 3J's Plumbing.
3J's Plumbing.
Yes.
3J's Plumbing.
Yes.
Once again, if we got to get all this in the People's News Network.
Yes.
We have to get it all in here. It's been a pleasure to meet you, my sister.
Thank you.
I'm grateful that you are here to help people and provide resources. Because, like I say, it's ironic because I just had this conversation with my daughter last night, and she was saying, Dad, Dad, you can be some kind of like a little bugaboo sometimes. You're like a Tasmanian devil. And I said, well, in my free time, because all I do all day is help people.
Okay.
So when I'm off and I'm at home, I get a little mischievous just because I'm like, okay, I'm not dealing with, and it's a release from sometimes hearing story after story after story, and it gets you down a little bit.
Yes.
So it's the kind of work that you can't take home with you. So, I made that point to her, and then I told her some of the things we do. She was like, I didn't know you did that. Like, well, I know, baby girl.
Yeah, supporting the community. We love it and need it.
Yes, I love it. So thank you for coming. It was a pleasure to meet you. And we do this once a month, so I'm here in support of Kamar's event, Wellness Our Way. So, but I'll definitely be sending you an invite to the People's News Network.
I would love that.
And so, and the name of your organization for the people once again.
Resources and Beyond.
Resources and Beyond.
Yes.
Y'all will see them in the People's News Network pretty soon.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And shout out to your husband's plumbing, 3J's Plumbing.
3J's Plumbing.
Yeah, everybody need a plumber.
Yes, they do.
All right, now. I'm telling y'all, man, get down here to the Sherman Phoenix, man. It is incredible, especially when you get to meet people who are doing what they do, that have found their purpose and their passion in helping people. I know it's cool to make money. Money is a great thing, right? I love money. Y'all, who don't love money? I love money. But sometimes it ain't about just making a whole bunch of money. Sometimes it's about doing. And I enjoy helping people. I wasn't always a person who moved in a positive direction. I wasn't, and I can admit that. At one point, I was a person who took more from the community than I gave back. I made sure that I turned that around. I made sure that I went to a different level in terms of my community and how I felt about it. And I just basically stopped doing things that were counterproductive. And I know everybody can't do that. I understand that. I know that there's people who are trying to get there. You got to keep on trying, though. You got to keep trying. Because nobody's coming to save us. There's no magic formula. We have to do us. We as black people, we got to let go of all excuses. We got to let go of all the hate and the angst and the drama that we have, even for ourselves, and get together on one accord. We call it getting on code, y'all. That's what we got. That's what we got. That's what we got to do, man. Because, like I said, it's gonna be us. I don't believe that everything that happens to us in this country is the white man's fault. I think a lot of what is in terms of what has been perpetuated upon us historically, it came from the white man. But I think some of this stuff is us and our refusal to really get together and our inability to really stay together. And a lot of times when one of us gets a little something, they start to look down on those of us who have nothing, which is also part of the problem. I've tried my best to not look down on people who may not have some of the advantages that I have in life, and I don't have much because I'm not rich. But a lot of times when we have these discussions about where we are as a people, then people say, "Well, Kev, but people don't have that, or the people don't have this, or they didn't have what you had growing up, or in terms of a father like my father, in terms of a mother like my mother," and this is true. And so I don't look down on people. That's the one thing that working in social services and education has done for me, has made me very, very humble. I'm a very humble individual. I'm a very grateful individual for anything I'm able to get. And that's why you don't really hear me complain a lot, because it could be a lot worse. There are a lot of people who are really struggling right now. A lot of people who are really going through traumatic episodes, dealing with some super, super deeply rooted trauma. That's going on right now in our community. So I just want people to understand, like, being grateful and being humble are two of the things that you can do and to help move yourself and your community forward. I'm not trying to preach to y'all. I'm just trying to stay positive, right? We talk about enough craziness down here on Outlaw Radio. I was just having a shout out to Dion. We was just chopping it up about this Project 2025 and what this going to be like. And I have to stick with the belief that there's never really been a presidential regime, if you will, that was positive for us. There's never been a situation where black people were benefiting off of the president. And no president has ever had absolute power. And I'm hoping Trump won't be the first. I really am. I'm all for, changing the way we do things. I'm all for government saying, let's go a different direction. But I'm totally against anybody having absolute power. And I do not like idolatry. I do not like people looking at one person as a demigod. I'm totally against that. So, yeah. Eagle Eye says, I'm just looking at the chat room. I was having a couple conversations. Eagle Eye says, fear is what's got us slaved. He said, Hunter Biden caught 3 gun felonies, but they scream gun control. Well, there's always been a hypocrisy in our democracy. We know that. We know that there's some shortcomings with our government. It's one of them things, man, where as a person of color, you have to understand that one of our greatest gifts is perseverance. Like, nobody perseveres more than us. Nobody keeps it pushing more than us. Shout out to Brittany Muhammad, who was here, who said, when we went through integration, we integrated into them. They didn't integrate into us. This is why I get upset with DEI, with the way it's conducted. Not in the concept of it or the ideology of it, but how it's conducted. Like, as a black man, do I need to sit in a meeting and talk about diversity with a bunch of white people? Do I need to sit and listen to you talk about how you have had this tremendous white privilege your whole life and that you are now apologetic for it and you want to move towards making the world a better place? Maybe you're sincere, maybe you're not. I'm saying, as a black man, why am I subjugated to that? Why should I sit through that? That's what I'm saying. The way it's done is the issue with me. The way it's executed is the issue with me. And also, no matter how much we talk about DEI and equity and racial equity, and the hiring practices have not changed. Same people still get the same jobs, stay in the same positions, same money, same direct. Our dollars don't circulate in this community. I see investment from others in our community that usually result in somebody else benefiting. I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying there. it usually benefits in somebody else. It usually results in somebody else benefiting. And so, you know, gotta do for us, man. And starting with an event like this, down here at the Sherman Phoenix on a Saturday with my boy Kamar Carter for Wellness Our Way. Man, let me see. Oh, this is Dion just sending me some information about the circuit. Felons becoming able to purchase firearms. I'm gonna look into this. So some of you guys who are felons may be able to, get you a firearm. That's always a good thing. It's always a good thing. You know, I'm a brother who believes in, responsible firearm ownership. But I also believe in gun control too. I believe that there should be ammunition regulation. Ammo is sky high right now too, just in case you didn't know. Hell, I went to the range last week. Ammunition is expensive. Costs money. But I think we should regulate it. Because I know in our community right now, we have an issue with guns in which these youngsters are getting access to guns with high capacity magazines and gun crimes are crazy in the city of Milwaukee. Homicide, murder, and I know we got this carry and concealed permits and it's an open carry state and this kind of thing, but while I believe in freedom of having a firearm, I don't believe everybody should be able to get a firearm. I should put it like that. I believe there are some people who should be excluded. I believe like people who have mental health issues should not be able to purchase firearms. I believe if you have a domestic violence case pending or you have been convicted of, you should not be able to purchase a firearm. And I believe that if you have committed any kind of violent crime, you should not be able to purchase a firearm. So we need better, more extensive background checks. And I said earlier, to me, everything is about regulation as opposed to criminalization. Everything is about regulation. So guns are the same thing. I definitely believe you should be able to have one, though, or two, or five, or more. Like I said, I believe in firearm, responsible gun ownership. I am down here live from the Sherman Phoenix. We have had so many people here today. I don't know if somebody won the Usher tickets. I got to ask Kamar. I'm kind of waiting on Fletch to get in here because he said he wanted to step in and talk about the murder of the young brother at the Hyatt the other day. So I'm going to give him a couple seconds. I know Rail was doing something. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a short pause. And we're going to step away for a second for a bio break. And then I'll come back because I think this only goes until 5. But I'll be here until about 4:30. Maybe 5 o'clock. But give us a second. We'll be right back.